of the National Wrestling Alliance, Robert Trovich, Executive Director. And now introducing the participants in the 10 Penny Invitational. Introducing first, making his third TPI appearance, Nigel McGuinness. Making his fourth TPI appearance, he is the 2002 10 Penny Invitational Champion, B.J. Whitmer. Making his first 10 Penny Invitational appearance, Eddie Kingston. Making his fifth appearance, Spider Nate Webb. Making his third appearance, Brandon Tomaselli. Making his second appearance, Josh Abercrombie. Making his first appearance, C.J. Otis. Making his first appearance, Dysfunction. Making his second appearance, Tank. Making his first appearance, Billy Rock. Making his second appearance, Jimmy Jacobs. Making his fourth appearance, Double C, Claudio Castagnoli. Making his second appearance, Davey Richards. Making his first appearance, the Human Tornado. Making his first appearance, the Psycho Shooter, Drake Younger. Making his second appearance, Ricochet. Making his first appearance, Joker. he is the 2000 Sweet Science 16 champion, Chris Hero! Making his 5th appearance, Lightning Mike Quackenbush! Making his first appearance, 2 Cold Scorpio! And the final participant, making his first appearance, he is the IWA Mid-South World Heavyweight Champion, Chuck Taylor! Ladies and gentlemen, these are your participants in the 2007 Ted Petty Invitational.
This is going to be the best Christmas ever.
Shoot, everybody else got cameras. So
Now you're a kitty. You're a kitty. Screw you, Kyle. Screw you. Back down, man.
now let's play Who's in My Mouth.
You're right on your knees, man.
Are you serious?
All right.
be over in Berwyn tomorrow for the other guy. Well, this is how it's gonna go, and the man with no name over there, he knows about it, and Ian knows about it. I requested for tomorrow in Berwyn that I be up first. So when I advance tonight, I will be here tomorrow for the second, third, and fourth round matches. Chucky T, you ain't nothing but a bad parody of me in 2005, and you know it.
Is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Your referee, P.J. Drummond. Introducing first, in the corner to my left, from St. Louis, Missouri, Ricochet! And his opponent, from Kalamazoo, Michigan, Josh!
Welcome one and all to the 2007 Ted Petty Invitational. What a night. IWA got dressed up for the evening. A new snazzy ring, a new entranceway for the night, borrowed from our good friends at Elite Pro Wrestling. I'm Ben Jordan, joined at this time by OMG. What's up, my friend?
I'm doing great today. As you can tell, I got a nice tie on, I got a nice shirt on.
Look at you.
I got a belt on, a dressy belt.
Wow, I did not come as prepared as you did, and no one expected me to. Ian didn't ask for it, and if he doesn't ask for it, I don't give it to him. We open it up here with two guys that are familiar with one another. They have wrestled in the past here in IWA Mid-South. Ricochet, a good friend of yours, I know.
Definitely a very good friend, actually. He spent the night at my house last night, and
oh yeah?
made it smell real weird.
Uh-oh.
Now what can you do?
Josh Abercrombie, of course, the longest reigning IWA Mid-South light heavyweight champion in the company's history. Near 16-month reign, including making it a world title by defending it in Germany. Eventually losing to Brandon Tomaselli in a TLC match in Shelbyville, Indiana at Rule the School, which you can find at Smart Mark Video as well as IWA Mid-South's website.
Oh, that's a super nice plug right there.
I know, look at that. Like 30 seconds in, man. I am good.
Nice. You know, I had a title shot right before Abercrombie lost his belt.
It's true.
And
came up a little short, though.
Oh, you would have no idea how short I came up. I got dropped on my head.
You're used to that, though.
What can you do, you know?
I saw you earlier. I saw you still have the scars and scratches all over you from Kings of Extreme. Let me be the first to say congratulations on a heck of an effort there at the Kings of Extreme.
You know what the grossest scar I have is at?
No.
I seriously have a 6-inch scar on my ass from when I took that belly to belly. Seriously, it's straight. And then the most embarrassing thing was Chris Hero. He was like, "How'd you get all those on your back?" And I was just like embarrassed. I was like, oh my God, Chris Hero's gonna beat me up. So I just said, what are you talking about?
That was smooth. That's smooth.
I don't want Chris Hero to beat me up.
Nice standoff here between these two guys. Light heavyweight action to open it up. The card here at the Ted Petty Invitational, 24 very different wrestlers matching it up tonight. We got some strong style wrestlers. We got some big bruisers, high flyers, some technical wrestlers. I mean, Chris Hero versus Too Cold Scorpio later on tonight. I mean,
that is going to be a phenomenal match. Totally great match. Probably should have said some more after that, huh?
Come on now. This is the big stage.
I'm working with you here. All right.
Into the ropes, Ricochet. It's going to be an adjustment for a lot of these guys that are used to a different ring here in IWA Mid-South.
Oh, if that ring right there, I was in it earlier. That ring is phenomenal. The ropes, everything is just perfect. The setup looks perfect. Look, there's a gate with an entranceway. You got guardrails.
Yeah.
Guardrails. Come on.
I said IWA got dressed up for the evening.
Oh, most definitely.
This is like a tuxedo on IWA Mid-South, this new setup here.
Since IWA got dressed up, I felt I should get dressed up.
But it's like one of those tuxedos from Dumb and Dumber where it's like light blue or bright orange. Look at that beautiful tie up there. Almost. That would have been an upset.
Definitely. Did you see the way Ricochet locked his leg on that? Locked his knee, went on that backslide. It was Chris Hero.
If he's not careful, he could get knocked out here in the first round. I know he has plans on going deep into this tournament. Ricochet, an underdog to be sure. Oh! Wow! Dropped him on his head with that sidewalk slam driver.
Abercrombie may not be as fast or as high-flying as Ricochet is, but he can counter anything and everything Ricochet brings towards him.
An accomplished amateur wrestler, and he employs some very unique holds and moves. Of course, the Taliban backpack lung blower, the Tom Selleck driver he likes to employ as well.
Ricochet's firing back.
I'll tell you what, though, Ricochet, he hits that double moonsault, which he is certainly capable of doing in a ring like this. It's over. Josh Abercrombie ain't getting up, or maybe that shooting star senton he likes to use.
Ricochet. But at the same time, Ricochet knows if he misses that, it's over. All he has to do is miss that one move, and that's the end of the match. It's the end of the night.
Ricochet needs to wrestle a mistake-free match in order to come out on top in this one, I think. And now Abercrombie, this is a staple of his offense. He'll use all 5 seconds.
And he knows every single little trick necessarily to win.
Schoolboy 1, 2.
No matter what it takes, be a simple schoolboy like that or neck dumpage, he knows what it takes to win.
Ricochet, though, can absorb a ton of punishment. We've seen it time and time again from the young man since he debuted here over a year ago.
His match a few weeks ago against Roderick Strong, nobody expected Ricochet to last even 3 minutes. And, I mean, he took Roderick Strong to the limit, and the crowd was on their feet at the end of that match.
Abercrombie now just stalking young Ricochet here. He is executing his game plan to perfection. Now look at this. Rolls him up. The referee making sure no one's in the ropes. Only a 2 count, however.
Ricochet just needs to regroup. He needs to figure out exactly his plan, because what he's doing right now is not working. So he needs to go back up to the air, I think. He hasn't been to the air because Abercrombie's been smart. He's kept him grounded.
Abercrombie has controlled the pace of this matchup. He has kept the young high flyer as grounded as he possibly can. We've yet to see Ricochet really employ the quick... Oh! Taliban backpack. Missed there. Ricochet had it scouted.
What's Ricochet going up for?
Oh! Nice DDT.
Huge DDT. That can take it away. That can put him away.
Ricochet, though, has absorbed a lot of punishment, is not able to capitalize.
Crowd's getting behind Ricochet right now, looks like. Maybe getting behind both men.
Well, the giant mustache in the back says that there are some fans of Josh Abercrombie here in the building.
I think it took them to make that mustache.
Oh, runs up. Oh, spin kick. Oh, Pele kick takes him out. Cover, 2. Abercrombie kicks out at 2.5.
How long do you think it took those guys to make that giant mustache?
I would assume they started working on it a long time ago. I wonder if it's actually furry. I'm going to have to go check it out.
See if you can give me a mustache ride.
Whoa, he got caught. Powerbomb, now rolled to his feet. Tom Selleck driver! There it is, the Tom Selleck driver! This should be a 1, 2, oh! Ricochet not ready to give up yet.
See, that's the tenacity that Ricochet's always had. He's always had that drive in him to be better, to prove that he can actually hang with the big boys. And he's showing it right now.
Abercrombie now wondering, he's got to be wondering. The Tom Selleck driver, he's used that to put away opponents many times. He's got to be wondering what it's going to take to put young Ricochet away. Fireman's carry now, what's he got in mind here? No, wait, Ricochet going to try to fight out.
He's countering.
Ricochet now, whoa, all the way along.
Look at the huge head scissors.
Wait a minute now, Ricochet, this is exactly what he wants to do. This is the high-impact, high-risk offense that is going to win Ricochet this match.
A daredevil in the ring. He is insane. He's on fire, and he's doing everything he can to take out Josh Abercrombie.
Rolls him back in the ring, very smart. He knows that he has to be inside the ring in order to get the victory. Now, going to take another risk.
Climbing to the
What does young Ricochet have in mind? Looking for the upset. Off the ropes now. Oh, caught him with the knees. Come on, 2, no.
That was the same thing that almost took out Roderick Strong.
PJ Drummond right there on the count. What a way to kick off the Ted Petty Invitational. We expected nothing less from these two, didn't we, OMG?
You could expect anything more from them. Ricochet looks like he's calling for some high-risk move.
Oh, if he hits that double moonsault, it's upset city. He doesn't see it. No, wait a minute.
Looks like Josh Abercrombie was playing possum for the most part.
Abercrombie now up to the ropes. Oh! Super
my God.
backpack long bar.
That has to be it.
And now what's this? New move. Oh, jeez. He's cranking back. That's it. That's it. A vicious submission hold there.
You have 2 moves in a row. You have a super Taliban backbreaker off the top rope, followed by some crazy, I don't even know what to call it, but both are working on his back muscles. Both, Ricochet.
Valiant effort, but it just wasn't enough.
Valiant effort. Look at Josh Abercrombie. He's proud of that mustache back there.
If you were ranking the field, a sleeper in the field might be one Josh Abercrombie.
I concur.
Deep into this tournament, Ricochet, an underdog to be sure. Oh! This is exactly what he wants to do! Oh!
Travis Young. Introducing first, making his 4th 10 Penny Invitational appearance, Joey Eastman.
It's good of you to actually show up, you know, to do your job.
Commentary doesn't start until after the bell. You'd know that if you were here every once in a while.
Yeah, that's why you're at the concession stand. Eat another hot dog.
I concur with these fans.
And all I can say is thank God. Because I never have to look at any of you ever again, and for that, I am thankful. Now,
Unless he happens to run into him on the street.
I want to introduce to you the #1 seed in the 10 Penny Invitational Tournament. From Lansing, Michigan, he is the strong style Superman, the Death Match Destroyer. I present to you, CJ Otis.
That was original, that whole point to the ceiling thing.
Yes.
I like that. I think I've never seen that before. I think he was pointing to that light up there that the bulb's dead.
From Chocolate City, the Cambodian Explorer, Joker!
All right, that's absolutely ridiculous.
Why?
The fact that they would let somebody that is a confessed axe murderer in a wrestling ring, let alone in a building full of unsuspecting victims. I mean, not that I really care if any of these people get murdered by axes, but still. And I'm not really high on the Cambodians as a whole.
What do you got? How do you have a problem with Cambodians?
Do you know any Cambodians besides Joker?
No, and I
Exactly.
happen
That's
to like
enough
Joker.
for me. That's all right.
Joker's a good
That says a
guy.
lot about your character. Big shoulder tackle there. Nobody's moving. Nobody's moving.
No, not at all. These two guys aren't going to back down an inch from one another. These two guys have locked horns here in IWA just a short while ago.
Oh, okay. Now allow me to be the asshole that points out.
What a surprise.
Joker. Hey, you know what?
Look at that.
Me to be going for a big dive already.
Oh, he got caught.
Okay, allow me to be the one that points out to everybody that Joker already defeated CJ Otis in a qualifying match for TPI. What the hell happened? Why? How? Explain this.
Talk to Ian, all right?
Talk to Ian?
Yeah.
You need to talk to Ian. I don't like to talk to that guy.
Well?
Have you ever had a conversation with him before?
Of course. Many conversations. Long conversations.
Big shots.
Oh, caught him. Nice belly to belly.
Impressive belly to belly overhead.
CJ Otis, of course, embroiled in a long feud with Drake Younger throughout 2007, culminating in a barbed wire madness match right here in Midlothian.
He lost, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that's right. Not that I'm a fan of his, but Joker did win this year's CZW Best of the Best tournament.
Tournament tested is
Making a shocking return to the combat zone. He went all the way and won the tournament. Of course, I wasn't in the tournament. Had I been in the tournament,
right.
he wouldn't have gotten past me.
Sure. I'm not even sure that you're going to get out of the first round of this tournament.
Come on.
Too Cold Scorpio, my man. I mean, come on, seriously. Too Cold Scorpio, you have no chance, right?
Yeah, I got a little beef with Too Cold Scorpio. If you go back to, was it Hardcore Hell and Back 2001? He kicked me in the face and knocked me out.
Uh-oh.
You know what? I have been waiting 6 long years to get my hands on Too Old. Whoa.
I'm going to tell him that you called him that.
Called him what?
Too old, I think is what
No, I believe you just said that.
No, I believe you said that.
Too Cold is his name. It's hip. It was hip in 1992, and it's hip in 2007.
If you're not careful, he is going to step all over you.
Yeah, he's going to get to stepping on me, right? Oh. Now, look at me. You got me off on a tangent. Now, we're not even paying attention to the match.
I got you all riled up about Too Cold Scorpio.
You didn't get me riled up. Let's watch this strong style showdown between the Cambodian Death Machine and...
Oh, he got caught there. Joker, wait a minute now.
Oh! This could be it.
High impact offense, no.
You know, it's been a while since I've been here in Midlothian. I actually thought CJ Otis had quit wrestling. And when I
Really?
saw that his name was mentioned, I thought that they had let Irish Airborne, Crazy J, and Lotus into the tournament as one competitor.
I don't think those guys are ever coming back. They keep running. The Iron Saints keep looking for those guys, but they don't show up.
There we go.
CJ Otis now. Oh!
Ow,
Goo, goo, goo.
Somebody get that man some. Do they still call CJ Otis a caveman?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't look like a caveman anymore.
Oh, okay.
Come on, CJ!
Now he is, as Joey Eastman called him, the strong style Superman, the deathmatch destroyer.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
He's in death matches now?
Yeah, well, he thinks he
oh
is.
Dear. Oh dear.
He was victorious at our Kings of Extreme. Oh!
boy.
Violent headbutt there. Caught him, wait.
Going for that T-bone in the buckle. CJ Otis gets the upper hand.
These guys are familiar with one another. Now look at this, waist lock. Oh! Oh, huge lariat. Takes down Joker. A little bit of that fighting spirit, if you will, from CJ Otis.
Yeah, it's called being too stupid to stay down. That's not fighting spirit.
Otis. Now both men on their feet simultaneously. Now Joker. Oh, big swing now. 1, 2. It's one of those things, you make one mistake in a tournament like this,
Ian
Chris.
Rotten style spinning back kick. Going for a powerbomb or a pile driver. I'm not quite sure which one.
Reversed. Oh, on his head. No way, says Joker. Looking for a backslide? Nope. Turns are, wow, violent knee.
This could be it. He likes that last ride style powerbomb.
Oh, got the low. 1, 2, 3.
Now only time will tell if Joker is the best of the best in this tournament, but he is definitely better than CJ Otis, which is what I think he should get rid of that whole Cambodian axe murderer.
And call himself better than CJ Otis, Joker?
Yes.
I'll talk to Steve about getting that changed.
Steve?
That's the ring announcer. Steve.
His parents are idiots. Joker successful in this opening round contest. And CJ Otis still rocking those Michigan shorts.
Joey Eastman unsuccessful in his last managerial outing here in IWA Mid-South. We won't miss you, Joey. We won't miss you.
I don't really buy this. Anybody that wears shorts that look like they should be worn by Jalen Rhodes is not to be trusted.
They're his Crown Royal
Wait,
tribute.
hold on, watch this. Going for the hug. Oh, you gotta love that. You gotta love that. Oh,
Respect, yo.
isn't that precious?
You mean you and Too Cold aren't going to do that after your
Oh,
match?
come on, man. I'll be lucky if he's not already shooting dice when the match is done. That's what they do, right? They shoot dice.
I'm going to let you hang yourself on this one.
What do you... I don't know. Wait, what, did I say something inappropriate? This piece of garbage, Eddie Kingston, I despise him more than anybody else in the wrestling world. And you know what? I specifically asked that I could be out here so I could get an up-close view of him losing and embarrassing himself in front of all these people here in Midlothian tonight.
Well, you are talking about the reigning strong style champion here in IWA Mid-South. He certainly has the support of the people here in Midlothian.
So is that how matches are decided? You get a little meter out and you see who cheers the most and they win? Hey, let's just come out to a new Kanye West song. That'll be cool.
This, of course, the music.
I don't know if you know. Do you know of the recent altercation I've had with Human Tornado out at PWG?
I have not. I do not know about that. It's a little bit out of my realm. I don't go that far west.
He had a very lovely valet named Candice LeRae.
Yes, I know her.
And Over the course of time, their relationship had turned sour. He had taken to abusing her on countless occasions. And you know what? Me being the upstanding gentleman that I can be, the hero, I ran in, I made the save, and you know what I did? The next night, I pinned him and embarrassed him in front of everybody at the Battle of Los Angeles.
All right, let Steve do his job.
The following contest is an opening round match in the 2007 10 Petty Invitational Tournament. The match is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Your referee, Bryce Remsburg. Introducing first, from Yonkers, New York, he is the last of dying green, Eddie Kingston.
You know, Justice Payne is also from Yonkers, New York. I wonder if they went to elementary school together.
And his opponent, from Hollywood, Alabama.
Bullshit.
The Human Tornado.
So this is what I'm predicting and also hoping for.
Yes.
I hope Human Tornado wins. I hope Kingston embarrasses himself, and hopefully I can get my hands on Tornado tomorrow night after I beat Scorpio.
Well, this is probably the biggest styles clash in the first round, if you will. Eddie Kingston, of course, like I said before, the reigning strong style tournament champion here in IWA Mid-South. And Human Tornado, one of the best high flyers in all of wrestling.
Yeah, and Kingston's out to prove himself. But you know what? For years, he has bitched and moaned about not being included in the Ted Petty Invitational. He won the strong style tournament, and he said, you know what? I want to be in the TPI. I'm good enough. I can beat anybody that's in it. But you know what? I'm in this tournament, and Eddie Kingston can't beat me.
Eddie Kingston trying to use the hair pick.
That'll help you win the match right there.
Bryce Remsburg now.
And what is this singlet halfway up, straps down? He really has a fear of commitment. Shit or get off the pot, Kingston. Come on.
Here we go.
I will give the devil his due. He has lost quite a bit of weight.
Yeah, look at him.
He does appear to be in the best shape of his life.
Tanning up and trying to be a real wrestler is Eddie Kingston.
Spin him around. Snapmare.
Yes, this is Eddie Kingston's game plan. You've got to imagine keep Human Tornado on the mat as much as possible.
And hit him in the face. Because I don't know about you. I don't know if you've ever been hit in the face, but
No,
it kind of
well,
sucks.
yes.
Kingston, a strong style type wrestler. Oh, going for that backdrop driver already. He likes to utilize that backdrop driver as well as the spinning back fist.
Nice headlock takeover there from Human Tornado.
He's got a gargoyle suplex, the sleepwalker suplex. He's got that running Yakuza kick in the corner.
And he is not afraid to take any risk necessary in order to win a match. Former champion out there at PWG.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Tornado known for his tope con hilo that often sends him about 4 rows deep in the crowd, over guardrail and all.
Yeah, we got guardrails here tonight.
Yeah, we do. We do.
These fans have been red hot from the beginning, and IWA has stepped up to the plate.
And nothing like in a good Eddie Kingston match to put everybody to sleep.
Stop yourself.
By everybody, I mean everybody.
Test the strength. You stronger than me.
See,
Shenanigans. I smell shenanigans.
King definitely has the strength advantage here. That's only because his opponent's 150 pounds.
I think Tornado has acknowledged that, but I think he might have a plan here. Oh, uh-oh.
Well done, Kingston. That was beautiful.
Uh-oh, Tornado's starting to feel it. He definitely would win a dance-off here tonight, if any, against the entire field.
Oh, pimp slap. Pimp slap. Oh. I love it.
Tornado! Whoa, look at this! He's gonna use Kingston's aggression against him.
Oh! That was an amazing leg lariat.
More amazing was that Kingston was able to jump over a tornado like that.
It was.
Oh, nice backsplash there.
Did you just call it a black splash?
A backsplash.
Oh,
man.
Taste your own medicine, Eddie Kingston. A taste of your own medicine. Oh, how do you like that? How do you like it? Oh. What is Bryce Remsburg doing? I'd like everybody to watch Bryce Remsburg right now. What is he doing? He's supposed to be counting.
Oh, Kingston's had enough.
Hey. Smart move by Eddie Kingston. Oh!
Tornado risks his body.
It looks like Kingston may have deflected him off a bit. Those kicks in the corner definitely took a toll.
Kingston is dazed.
What did you just say?
Kingston is dazed.
Dazed.
Come on, clean
Okay,
out those
sorry.
ears, Hero.
Oh, all right.
Tornado now. I don't think this is where Tornado wants to keep this match. Oh!
Throws him face first into the pole. That's definitely a way to knock King down a peg or two.
It can't be sound strategy for Tornado to want to brawl on the outside with Eddie Kingston.
Oh, I believe Kingston just gave it back. If you don't already know, Human Tornado was a member of the Blackout for a very brief, short-lived period of time until they kicked him out of the group.
Those guys, those
So
bastards.
these two do have a bit of a history.
What's he got hooked up here?
Big suplex.
Nope. Kingston fights it off.
Oh no.
Kingston has been on a vicious roll in Chikara as of late.
Man. Going right to that lower back. He likes to toss his opponents with a Uranagi suplex. He takes him to the top sometime for a big superplex. He uses those forearms, those machine gun chops.
Spinning back fist, of course. Kingston is stealing a little bit of the mojo from Human Tornado.
Look what he's doing right now. He's wasting time. He kicked him twice. In that amount of time, I could have wrapped him up in any number of submissions. I could have done a number of pinning combinations, or I could have just stood on him for a minute.
Well, you have that whole weird style that you do.
Yeah, it's called being the best wrestler in the world.
Sorry.
I don't know what's weird about that. I get paid to be a wrestler, so I'm pretty good.
Listen, man, you ain't gotta tell me. I've been over here calling you one of the best wrestlers in the world for a long time.
Yeah, and
You don't have to sell me on it, but I don't like your attitude.
this is not. Oh, big slap! Wow. Need I remind you that this is not professional attitudes? It's professional wrestling. I'm the man. Oh, he was looking at me.
Yeah, he was. He looked right over at you after that big slap.
He needs to go ahead.
Oh, look at this!
Using
Tornado!
big backslide.
One! No! Kingston right to his feet. Oh! Yakuza kick of his own. He loves to employ that Yakuza kick.
See, that's what happened. Kingston took his attention off of Tornado to talk a little trash with me. Look what happened. He almost got pinned. He almost got pinned.
Well, he's no worse for the wear here as he's still on top in this match.
For how long?
For the foreseeable future, until Human Tornado is able to turn this thing around. Woo.
Big shot.
Now Kingston gonna send Tornado across.
Oh, he's going for his kick in the corner.
Yes, he is. Nope, ducks out of the way. The speed of Human Tornado. Oh! Yakuza
man.
kick again. And now what does Tornado have in mind here? Oh my! Oh my!
What was absolutely ridiculous? Leapfrog double stomp to the back of the head.
And now gonna risk it again.
Going for a springboard. Big drop kick. Missile drop kick.
1, 2.
I thought that could have been it.
These two guys have brought their A
Right to the jaw. Bronco Buster coming. Face full of stuff.
Oh! Remsburg got turned around too! Kingston covered up his face to avoid the Bronco Buster, and it cost him dearly.
Like anybody wants to have kids with him anyway.
Sends him up. No, wait, reversed.
Uranagi suplex.
Oh, drills him.
Too close to the ropes. Too close to
1, 2, no!
Get off!
Oh, man!
Oh, turns him inside out. 1, 2, and 3.
Tornado kicks out at 2.
Eddie Kingston, you can't win.
He certainly
You
can.
are not going past the first round.
Kingston and Tornado tearing it up here at the Ted Petty.
Go for that.
Oh, man!
It's not going to work, Kingston. It's not going to work.
Kingston now. Handful of hair brings Tornado back to his feet.
Going for that spinning back fist. He ducks it.
He caught the leg. No!
Enziguri right to the head. He's got him. TNT.
Oh, on his head. 1, 2, 3.
That is it. That is it. I'm the happiest boy in the world. Oh, Eddie Kingston.
Out of nowhere. Dumps Kingston on his head.
Oh, man.
And that was all she wrote.
What an embarrassment, huh?
It was a valiant effort. It was a hell of an effort from Eddie Kingston is what it was, Chris Hero.
Yeah, good effort from a loser. Everybody claps for the loser. Everybody clap for the loser. I hate this. The match is over. Go to the back. Ian's got to be out of the building by 11:40 or something like that.
Hey, where are you going?
One more time for that loser, Eddie Kingston. Come on, give it up. Eddie. Need I remind you that for the last 3 years, you have done nothing but bitch and moan about not being in the Petty Invitational. And guess what? Guess what? You want a shot? First shot. You're an embarrassment. Listen, you bitch. You're gonna lose tonight. Whether you like it or not, you got Scorpio. And Scorpio's one of the best 10% in the ring. But you, brother, I hope you lose. So tell him right now, hey, do it, boss. Make sure if he loses, you understand me? I'm not playing no more, Ian. I had this at CZW. I had this at Chicago. I'm not having it here. If when he loses tonight, The Scorpio won't beat that ass. I want him tomorrow night. I'm the one guy's Enemy, I gotta remind you, man, don't do anything in that match. You do anything to interfere in that match, and you can't wrestle in IWA for a year. Even though I got in this world, it's not worth my nuts. And I don't break it for nobody. So you got it.
Scarface.
Invitational is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Cincinnati, Ohio, B.J. Whitmer! And his opponent, from Othello, Washington,
Well, how about it? Bryce Remsburg joining me.
TPI 07, Ben Jordan.
How about it?
Party times in Midlow Dome, baby. Right.
Man, it has been nonstop action here tonight.
Non-stop action. Look at that fancy ring and that fancy entranceway. I go away for a couple months and it's a new place around here.
Well, it's kind of a special occasion, a tuxedo on IWA Mid-South, as I like to call it.
I forgot to pack mine. That would have been really embarrassing.
Yeah. But no, our friends at
These
Elite
guys got
Pro.
some history, right?
Yes, these two guys. This goes all the way back to the Candido Cup, the tag team tournament. These two guys were paired together by Ian Rotten to be in that tournament. And after a loss to the team of Low Key and Homicide, it was B.J. Whitmer who essentially fired Davey Richards as his tag team partner.
Well, he's the only one that can do that, I guess.
Stemming from that, Davey Richards immediately said that both men who were already announced for the Ted Petty Invitational at that time back in May said, I want B.J. Whitmer in the first round. Ian Rotten obliged.
Pretty exciting stuff. That was a while. BJ, I believe, with some history in the tournament as well.
Former winner.
Sure. 01, Sweet Sign 16, yeah?
Exactly.
Is that right?
No, he won a Ted Petty.
Okay, that would be
2002, yes.
Okay.
Davey Richards, of course, tournament tested in his own right.
Absolutely. Battle of Los Angeles last year, Super 8 last year.
And he was part of what I like to call the IWA Ted Petty trilogy in last year's tournament, where we had Quack and Claudio, then Davey Richards and Low Key, and then Hero and Trick Davis bang, bang, bang in the second round last year.
Something else.
You're hard pressed to find 3 better matches in a row anywhere in the country.
Sure. Before we get too deep into this, I want to wish happy birthday to Sarah. Is that okay? Can I do that?
Go right ahead.
Okay, I just did. All right, now.
We don't normally allow that thing, but I like you,
I
Bryce.
just did it. Anyway, back to the action. Hot and heavy here. First round. They only have 1 match tonight. They have 3 matches tomorrow. So what you want to do is
win as quickly as possible tonight.
Right. Exactly. Go home, get a nap, take a shower, and could be a long. If you're optimistic, you're in for the long haul tomorrow night. I'm sure you've already said this.
Yeah. But nevertheless, I heard most of the guys are getting. They just want to get out of here tonight so they can get to the club.
Oh, is that what you call it?
Yeah. The gentleman's establishment.
I call them restaurants. I call it dinner.
Who are you, Pac-Man Jones?
I didn't even get that. BJ Whitmer, the stronger of the two, strength advantage, experience advantage, tournament advantage, history around here. Looking to wear Davey Richards down, but this Davey Richards, he's a spark plug, man. He's firecracks out of nowhere. Look at that.
He also won the Super 8 tournament, so he knows what it takes to win tournaments. Davey Richards might not be very experienced, but he's got so much talent that it kind of overcomes that lack of experience. The American protege of Kenta.
Oh, yes. Wrestled multiple times. Trained by a guy by the name of Tony Kozina out in Fellow Washington.
Originally scheduled to be in this tournament.
Yeah. Very, very talented gentleman, Tony Kozina.
These two guys, you can see neither one wants to give back an inch.
What Davey lacks in size, he does not hold back in power and explosiveness, as I said. He lets it all out there. Every strike counts with this guy.
Richards now, wait! No!
Series style fake out. Hey!
Look at that, the agility of Davey Richards.
BJ having a quarter-life crisis of some sort, maybe. I'm not sure. Looks like a new man, though.
Yes, an attitude change. You saw him earlier tonight attack Jimmy Jacobs. Those two guys have no love for one another.
That goes way back with those two. That goes way back to when Jimmy lost the belt to Eric Cannon here about a year and a half ago or so.
The long reign of Jimmy Jacobs brought to an end. It, at the time, was the longest reign of any man until Chuck Taylor.
Sexy Chucky T.
Chuck Taylor marking the year this weekend.
Oh, wow, we should have a party for his title reign.
Ted Petty 06 Night 2, he defeated Mr. Insanity, Toby Klein.
You ever see those funny birthday cards when it says, I'm one, and it's a little baby giving the middle finger?
Yes.
We should get one of those for his title reign.
Yes, that would be great.
We should have the invites already made, though. Big crowd here in Midlow, man.
Yes, we haven't seen a crowd quite like this since We're No Joke.
Ah, yes.
Whoa. The fans have come out to support the Ted Petty Invitational here this weekend.
Supporting good wrestling, man.
Why not?
Chicago area always been a hotbed. One of a lot of these guys' favorite places to come. Great wrestling fans here in Chicago. Oh, big Arn Anderson style spine buster.
Whitmer,
BJ kind of looks like.
Who's that?
Kennedy.
A little bit. If Kennedy and Justice Payne and Steve Corino made it, if the 3 of them made it, that would be.
I knew the other guys you were talking about.
Yeah.
Now BJ throwing Davey gut first on that top rope. Were this the old ring, that would have been a lot less painful.
And probably a lot more dangerous.
Yeah. For the front row as well, who are now protected by a steel barricade. A new century.
Yes. Our pals at Elite Pro helping us out.
Yes. Mad ups. 2 Ps, 2 Ds. Which the guardrail wouldn't be able to do that in last year's TPI. BJ making use of his surroundings. Great ring positioning, ring area positioning.
Now picks him up. Oh!
Way down deep into the kidneys in the back there. That takes the wind out of you if you get on top and quick enough there. Maybe 3 seconds worth of wind.
5 minutes elapsed. 5 minutes.
Hey, what's that guy's name?
Steve.
Steve? Wow, very unoriginal parents. Ooh, BJ leaving the heavy artillery.
Oh, BJ Whitmer.
Felt a little threatened by that forearm, pulled the trigger, went to the eye poke, one of the great equalizers in pro wrestling.
A guy as talented as BJ Whitmer, you wouldn't think would need to resort to such tactics.
Talented but resourceful, I don't want to condone it, but, it's effective. I think it's going to take more than this camel clutch to make Davey Richards humble and or quit.
Correct.
I heard Sheiky's in the area.
Yes, he is. He's actually in downtown Chicago as we speak.
I don't know why we're here. Davey Richards crawling for the bottom rope.
And he gets it. Referee PJ Drummond right there.
BJ with a clean break. Oh, maybe not.
Of course not. It's BJ Whitmer.
That guy with some words.
That guy's excited.
Look at the look on Davey Richards' face. He's just getting it piled on, getting it taken out of him. Snap suplex.
With all the people in here, it's also very warm
Yes.
here.
Well, no, I think that's just me. But all these people are also here.
Yes. You do bring the heat.
So I'm sorry. BJ now just kind of biding his time, maybe picking his next attack, trying to think what's it going to take to put away this Davey Richards, you know?
Whitmer is a calculated wrestler. He knows exactly what he wants to do now. Oh, got caught with a chin breaker. And now Richards, head of steam. Oh, walks right into a boot.
Davey making advantage of the fact that he's about 6 inches shorter than BJ. Wait a second.
Oh!
Holding on!
He did! And they both crashed into the guardrail as well.
Tumbling to the floor of the Midlow Dome.
Richards would not let go.
And if this is a double countout, somebody's going right to the third round, right?
Somebody gets very lucky.
Absolutely.
As we know, Ian Rotten keeps the brackets under tight lock and key, if you will.
Yep, everybody focuses solely on their first round match, you know. If you don't win that, you're going nowhere. You're going to a big, crazy match tomorrow night.
Yes.
Not the one you want to be in tomorrow night.
No. Richards now looks like he's going to get to the ring first.
Yeah.
But he is stumbling.
Wasn't sure who got the worst for wear of that suplex, but Davey Richards been taking most of the punishment for the last 4 or 5 minutes of this match.
Both men now get back into the ring at almost the same time, but they are still moving slowly.
Very tenacious is this Davey Richards, much like David Lee Roth. Oh!
Wow.
Ooh. That not the guy you want to forearm with is BJ Whitmer.
The lefty, Davey Richards. You wonder sometimes if that might be something that would make a difference.
It's a strong arm, you know. It's a south. Whoa! Knee to the grill. You spoke of catch earlier. Explosive out of nowhere. Davey using that velocity from hitting the ropes. Just exploding all over BJ's face. Davey not dead yet.
Davey Richards is feeling it here. Richards now.
Young David of the Richards clan. Now going to work, chop suey style, the corner on BJ. Might hurt a little less due to the grown out chest hair of BJ Whitmer. Something to look into.
Richards now, walks into it again.
Belly to belly, and Davey's feeling it.
Richards now, running forearm.
Oh! Uh-oh. Davey, springboard style drop kick.
Right to the back.
Between the shoulder blades.
Richards now. Boom! Throws his body at BJ Whitmer.
Just throwing himself through the ropes like that. Both men spill to the floor. What are the time limits on these first round matches? Half hour maybe?
I believe 20 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is 20 minutes because last year Grant Akuma nearly went to a 20-minute draw with Low Key in the first round.
Memories. Davey now definitely up first out of that exchange. The one, the diver, not the divee recipient. And now rolling BJ, and he's got something else in mind.
Another risk.
Yeah, Davey really taking advantage of this third floor, high risk. Whoa, beautiful.
Oh, nice. 2.
Wait a second, putting on that lock there, kind of like the AT lock in the Mono Collection, if I'm not mistaken.
You see, BJ Whitmer had it scouted. He knew exactly what Davey Richards was going for there. Knew he had to get to the ropes quickly.
I have very poor depth perception. I couldn't see how close he was to those ropes, but I'm sure our friends watching at home on SmartMark Video at smartmarkvideo.com can see.
Richards.
We talked about the tenacity of Davey Richards, though. Don't count out BJ Whitmer, man. It's gonna take more than that, I think.
Whitmer's still got some fight left in him. Not ready to give up yet. Those vicious kick.
Look at that, right between the eyes.
Kawada style.
Yes.
Richards now,
Up. Davey slips out. Look at him. On his feet like a cat.
Back and forth. These two former partners. Oh, takes out the knee. Now Whitmer. Oh, smash. 1, 2, 1.
Davey with that left shoulder out about 2 3/4. Nobody wants to go down in the first round, but you know what kind of tournament it is when these guys are clashing in the first round, two world-class, world-traveled athletes.
Oh, stuck him.
Think about it.
He He stuck him with that brain buster. And now Whitmer gonna take a
Wow,
risk.
this is not familiar territory for BJ.
Maybe the frog splash. Maybe looking for the frog splash.
Maybe something.
There it is! Cover! 2! No! Richards! You can see he's still got bite.
Don't count him out.
Richards!
I don't think I've ever seen BJ do a frog splash. That was very impressive.
It's TPI, man.
Hey, yeah, leave
Pull out
nothing in the
all the
back.
stops.
Leave nothing in the back.
BJ knows what it takes to win one of these things.
The independent wrestling world's watching, man. Set him on the top rope. Could be thinking superplex.
Whitmer now. To the top. Oh! Oh! Between the eyes, and that was the bridge of the nose.
Skulls me. Wait a minute. Putting his face on the.
Oh!
Sunset bomb into the ring, and Dave.
Oh! Drills it!
Right the heart!
1, 2, no! So close.
Talk about knocking the wind out. He just, right in the chest cavity. I can't believe BJ had the presence of mind to kick out of that.
We may not see a stiffer kick in this entire first round.
Who knows,
than that
man?
one.
It is young yet. The best is a lot yet to come.
Richards trying to get this crowd behind him. He's fired himself up. DR driver.
DR
He calls
driver.
it out. You got to imagine he's able to hit the DR driver. It is over.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, kick to the gut.
But Whitmer now.
BJ
Maybe now.
playing a little opossum. Wait.
Whoa, you can see Richards trying to hold on. He fought it off. He fought it off.
Might have knew what was coming
Richards
there.
now. Oh!
Wasn't able to fight that one off.
Corner. Oh!
Hear that bang!
He took his face off. Whitmer. Stuck. 1, 2, no! Richards kicks out at 2 3/4.
Folding him up like an accordion, putting all of his body weight in his shoulder blades. I thought for sure that was it.
I can't believe it. Davey Richards showing an unbelievable amount of heart here in this first round.
Absolutely. Both these men, nobody wants to go home a loser here. First night in Midlow. BJ now whipping Davey off. Oh, has a
Handspring. Got him.
top the crown of the head.
Didn't take Whitmer off his feet though.
Oh, that one. Enziguri brain kick. Uh-oh.
Oh, on his head. Richards. What's he got in mind now?
BJ still kicking. Oh my
Look
God.
at the angle too. No.
Oh, momentum might have rolled BJ out of that one. Got Davey now. Hooking in that lock.
Whitmer, maybe a little too close to the ropes.
Got long legs, man. Oh,
He gives the hold.
Advancing to the second round, Davey Richards.
The pain was too much. Whitmer couldn't even get his bearings to realize how close he was to the ropes.
that was the first round, Ben. We're in for a hell of a weekend, man.
We still got Quack and Billy Rock, Dysfunction and Devin Moore. The list goes on and on. Each match seeming to raise the bar another inch higher. Another unbelievable encounter here in round 1. Now, Darby!
Might have knew what was coming
Richards
there.
now. Oh!
Wasn't able to
Power
fight that
bomb
one
in the
off.
corner. Oh!
Hear that bang!
It is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Your referee, Salty Travis Young. Introducing first, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and his opponent, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Devin Moore!
All right, here we go. Two hybrid-style wrestlers, if you will. And I have asked another man who's cut out of the very same cloth, one Drake Younger, to join me here on commentary. Welcome to TPI, Drake.
Thank you, Mr. Ben Jordan. This is my very first TPI. Very
This one's
glad
going
to
to start
be
hot
here.
and heavy. I don't mean to cut you off
absolutely.
here, but wow. We expected fireworks out of these two.
Whoa, this puts the brakes on. Oh, snap!
Nice dive there from Devin Moore, and he lands on his feet.
Beautiful. I'll tell you what, Devin Moore has definitely made a name for himself here in IWA Mid-South ever since his debut back at February Fury right here in this building. Turned a lot of heads, made a name for himself, and he's gone to some batshit crazy matches.
He, of
There he
course,
takes the rail.
stole the show at Kings of Extreme with J.C. Bailey in his
what I heard.
tables, ladders, and scaffold match.
Oh my God.
Oh! On the floor. These two guys, neither one of these guys is afraid to take whatever risk necessary in order to advance in this tournament.
Oh, hell no. They're both known for taking unbelievable amounts of punishment and doing whatever they got to do to come out on top. Now, this match may have took a turn for the worse for Devin Moore right at the beginning because his back hit that concrete floor. And let me tell you from experience, the concrete floors are unforgiving, Ben Jordan.
Dysfunction, of course, a former finalist in the King of the Deathmatch tournament.
Yes, he is.
A six-time competitor in the King of the Deathmatch tournament.
Dethroned me for the deathmatch title earlier this year.
Yes, he did. Oh! Former light heavyweight champion here in IWA Mid-South as well. He's also the current Elite Pro champion. You'll be taking him on tomorrow at a big 8-man tag, tomorrow's matinee show.
Absolutely. Elite Pro matinee show tomorrow.
Oh! Oh, man,
Right
stiff.
mush.
One,
Could be done.
two. Man, this thing has started off fast and furious.
Hot and heavy, baby. I tell you, we're going to have to do more than that to Devin Moore to take him out. Kid's got heart.
Oh, man.
Returns the favor right there at this. Cape Rada.
Oh! Drills him. Two. Devin Moore, former Pro Wrestling Unplugged champion. Oh! Oh! Kicks him off his feet. Oh! Standing moonsault.
Beautiful standing moonsault by Dysfunction. Oh, 2-count. Very close near fall. Goes for it again. Oh.
Dysfunction, a veteran, both here in IWA Mid-South and all across the Midwest. A huge heart, too. I mean, you talk about being able to take a beating and keep going. Dysfunction has proved time and time again that you cannot beat him up enough to keep him off his feet for very long. Now, Devin Moore. Nice! Running clothesline.
This is staggering springboard.
Oh,
Blockbuster, baby.
blockbuster! Springboard blockbuster. Are you kidding me?
Lands right on the back.
One,
That's
two.
it. That's
Didn't hook the leg, man.
it. Like Tracy Smothers says, you gotta hook the leg, man. You gotta blow all that leverage, put all your weight on him.
Devin Moore now picks Dysfunction up to his feet. These two guys not afraid to stand toe-to-toe with anybody.
Not at all. Don't judge Devin Moore by his size, because he will knock your face.
Rubik's Cube. Maybe looking for that Rubik's Cube. If he
Hits and it's over.
Yeah, no kidding. Victory roll. One, two, no.
Open heart style victory roll there.
Oh!
Oh, that shit hurts.
Cover, one, two. Dysfunction has got pinpoint accuracy with that super kick, man.
He knocked me for a loop when he hit me with that super kick. Let me tell you, that super kick hurts like hell.
Dysfunction now. DVD leg drop. One, two. Oh, wow.
That was close. I can't believe they're going to have a DVD leg drop. This is in shock right now. I'm not sure if anybody's ever kicked out of that.
Yeah, this is now where the risks start getting greater.
Leg drop, baby.
Oh, misses the leg drop. Devin Moore able to move out of the way. Dysfunction clearly hurt there.
Great awareness by Devin Moore.
Devin Moore
needs
now.
to capitalize right here. Oh, you can see that his back is still affecting him from that backdrop on the floor and that double stomp earlier.
And now Moore going to take a big risk. He might pull out a shooting star. He loves to use the shooting star press.
What's it gonna be, Ben Jordan?
Dysfunction had it scouted though. Now look at this.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Danger, Will Robinson.
Oh God.
If he hits him with a super Rubik's Cube, get the hell out of here. Takes him over with a nice hurricane runner off the top rope. Moore needs to capitalize.
What's he doing? Oh, he needs to cap. Oh, he's going back up top, Ben Jordan. He feels comfortable. He's got him down. Can this be a shooting star press?
Yes! Oh, he hits it! Come 1, 2, 3!
Book it and he's done.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match and advancing to the second round, Devin Moore!
Man, that thing started like a firecracker, and it didn't take very long. These two guys took a ton out of each other in a very short period of time.
It was hot and heavy from the word go. Devin Moore comes out on top with another shooting star press.
And make a note of this, Devin Moore may have clocked in the quickest win of the first round thus far, and that could go a long way in helping him in this tournament.
Very impressive victory for Devin Moore in his very first TPI experience. Speaking of which, I'm going to go back and get ready for my match later. I'll see you, Ben Jordan.
Good luck,
Thanks for having me out here.
Tomorrow night for the Ted Petty Invitational. The first question I would ask is, why isn't Jason Dukes in this tournament? I am the NWA Midwest X Division champion. It was just last Saturday that in an NWA ring, I pinned Billy Kidman. 1, 2, 3. I want Ian to get out here and do the right thing. Ian, come out here, grab me a bye, an automatic bye, into the second round tomorrow night, and I will forgive you.
I ain't got time to fuck around with you tonight. Get out of the ring.
Give me a bye into the second round tomorrow night, and I'll get out of the ring. Dude, get out of the ring. Only bye you're getting is Ed shooting. He's not here tonight. I don't have to deal with his Willy Wonka ass, and I don't have to deal with you. Get out of the ring. We got a time schedule here. Get your ass out of the ring, Buddy Rose. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you something in a round. Steve, get his ass out of this ring. He's not invited here. That's criminal trespassing. I want his ass arrested and gone.
Everybody wants me here.
Hey, is that moment? Oh, you edit this?
No.
What happened? What did I miss?
That's Jason Dukes, the NWA Midwest X Division champion, getting unceremoniously escorted out. Oh! That ain't right.
By the way, OMG's next to me.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
In a shirt and tie.
Oh, bro, I read.
Champion. He is also the IWA Deep South Heavyweight Champion. He is also, I believe, the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion.
He's Deep South Champ, yeah, he is. Head strong like a horse.
He assumes their favorite in this tournament. You have to
Look, he's singing the song.
Let's let Steve.
Love the mighty guy. Josh Abercrombie, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is an opening round contest in the 2007 10 Penny Invitational, and it is for the IWA Mid-South World Light Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, the challenger from Lafayette, Indiana, Pure Dynamite, Billy Rock!
Kaboom! That's what Dynamite does.
And his opponent, he is the defending IWA Mid-South World Light Heavyweight Champion, the master of 1,000 holds, Lightning Mike Quackenbush!
And the first move on that list is a right punch. Then a left punch.
Here we go. The belt is on the line. Many speculating whether or not Quack would actually put the belt on the line. And it's only fitting that we have a former Mid-South light heavyweight champion with us, Josh Abercrombie. How do you line this one up?
Well, I would say the smart money is on Billy Rock. He has nothing but everything to gain.
The biggest match of Billy Rock's career, I think. The biggest stage.
This is the third time, right? Third time they're up.
Yes.
Here we go.
Quackenbush has stole the show.
Nice trip over right
Every
there.
time he comes here to IWA Mid-South,
right
look
through.
at this.
Tying up the legs right there. What Billy Rock should do is start forearming Quack right in the ribs. No, he's reaching back. He's reaching back. He shouldn't reach back. Quack's not going to flip him over. Nicely done by Billy Rock.
Yeah, look at this.
Right a wrist lock. You don't want to go in there with Quack. I don't care how good you are. Quack it truly is a man that knows over 1,000 holds. He truly does. You know, when I'm training with him and stuff, and I'm in there in the ring with him trying to get, watch this nicely done.
Yeah, so many
Now watch
different
this.
influences.
Right over. Nice snap, man, right over, right, working right back on the arm. Yeah, many influences. Juice and Liger, I know for a fact, Quack's here wrestler. Nicely done by Billy Rock, bringing him over.
You say Quack? Wow, look, you all knowledgeable.
Nicely done. And now he's right into a front chancery, which I like to tell people is a legit hold.
It is.
I've used that in actually street fights to the point where I could dislocate someone's jaw.
One thing about this match is that Billy Rock is probably not going to have that, oh my God, I'm in the ring with Mike Quackenbush type of attitude, because he's been in there, he knows what to expect. He just has to stay on his A game. One mistake with Mike Quackenbush.
Nicely done, British style wrestling there. Nicely done. You don't want to do it with Quack, like I said. I'm not giving Billy Rock a big chance against Quack, but who knows? I've been in the ring with Billy Rock. Billy Rock is no slouch. And then all it takes is 3 seconds. Nice trip down. Watch him tie up the legs here. Now look how he's putting the pressure right on the knees. He's stretching out the hamstrings there. What groin. What Billy Rock should do is push on the stomach of Quack to bring him down, to make him arc down so he doesn't have enough leverage. And grab the head from there, put it in the clinch. Josh knows what I'm talking about. Put it in the clinch. You know it. Billy now can also get underneath Quack's armpits. Nicely done. There's the clinch. What he could do is, you know, Quack's not having leverage. If Quack pushes down now, he's gonna throw him down now. Quack lets go of the hold.
So he's moving on to a toe hold of sorts.
Yeah. Now look, if you notice, if I really can't see, yeah, he has his leg on Billy Rock's other leg. Oh, it's loose. Now he can get out.
Looking for a headlock here. Looks like.
Yep, there it is. Boom. Nicely done. Now Billy Rock hanging in there. Like I said, Billy Rock's no slouch. Josh, you know that. Ben Jordan, you know that.
And Billy Rock is absolutely no slouch.
Oh, wow, he knocked Quack over. Watch this, nice trip down.
Victory over you, Josh.
Now, look how Quack's torquing. Look how Quack's torquing that ankle. The ankle's not supposed to go that way. And let me tell you something, he does that to me in training and it hurts like a bitch, especially me with a broken ankle with metal in it.
Is he powering out of there, or is he?
No, he's wiggling out. I don't think he's probably. Watch this nice single leg. Now look how he puts the knee and his back there for more leverage.
Not only does it hurt the knee, it hurts the hip. The hip
Yeah.
right there.
And the hip is actually a very sensitive body part. Very sensitive. It really is. Like, people don't understand.
The hip,
Yeah.
that hurts.
It's very sensitive. Like, you know, you can get clipped in the knee and maybe it won't affect your knee. Maybe it won't affect. Watch this Billy Rock trying to go for a small
wait
back.
a minute, what?
Nicely done. Nice. I think he caught Quack by surprise. Like, Quack. He looked nicely done. Quack, now, if you notice, that caught him by surprise because Quack would usually hurry up, go right back, grab another hold, go after the arm, go after that. Right there, he was kind of like, what? Yeah, what's going on? Josh, have you been in the ring with Quack at all?
Not ever. Not once in my life have I ever touched like Quackenbush other than a handshake.
Yeah, nicely done. Nice.
Well, that's good to know.
Watch this. Whips him right over.
Wow, the
Lucha
pace
shoulder
quickening
block.
here.
Here we go. This favors Quack. No, Billy Rock. Nicely done. Whirlwind Hipponasa. Ripasso. Nice. Look at that. Another arm drag. I didn't believe.
This is right out of the
That was
Mike
an elite.
Quackenbush playbook here,
Nice.
fellas.
Up and over. He's going to catch it. Nice shot. Watch this. Now watch Quack flip. There it is. How you doing, Quack? Lands on his feet. Nice arm. Wow. This is all Quack here. Quack now up. Oh, he got him. That sucks. That's a jerk chop. Wow, Billy also. Wow. That took Quack by surprise. Oh, Billy Rock going after him. Not playing. Backbreaker. Oh, and he got good with that one. Only a 1 count, though. Nicely.
Billy should have stopped. He should have, looked at it.
He got a little too excited.
He did. He ran it.
Quack now right back on the legs. Watch this. Watch him stretch him out here.
Oh, man, this does not look fun.
That is ripping at your knees. Ripping at.
It's absolutely all on your knees right there. Quackenbush is pushing down on his ankles with all of his weight.
And that also hurts the shoulders. Right into the neck.
Billy Rock made a mistake. We all called it. We all saw it.
Got you inside, Ben. You know what I mean? And that's what happens. And that happened to me when I would be in there.
You could give it up right
certain
now.
Guys. Yeah. Quack can also go for a pin from there. Side him down.
And now look at this. Still locking the legs. Still have the legs fully
Smart
locked.
move. You never, and Josh can agree with me on this. You never want to be too far away from your opponent. Nicely done.
You can't strike him?
Yeah.
Don't go.
No. That's why I like to get close and personal. I know Josh does as well. You know what I mean? And that's what Quack's doing. He's keeping right on him. He's working on the back. Nicely done. Quack's doing.
Looks like Quack has picked out a body part here that looks like he's going to go at the back.
And like I tell you all the time. Nice!
That is your kidney. That's your lower back.
And you will piss blood for days. That is no joke. If he gets it hard enough, bro, you are pissing blood.
Eating blood is not.
No, it's not fun.
It really isn't.
Snap, man.
The knowledge you guys are dropping.
No, good. The one thing. Oh, right in the stomach. Like I said, you know what I mean? Me and Quack have a history. My trainer, I feuded with him. Sometimes I don't like him, sometimes I do. You know what I mean? But I've always said about Quack, watch him stretch the back. He's gonna grab the leg here for more leverage. Now he's just wrenching away at the back.
Look how he underhooks that arm, too.
Yeah, he
Not
hooks
just the
that
neck,
arm,
it hooks the back.
Exactly, bro. So he can't get that the other hand there.
Working down.
He can slide him down for a pin here if Billy doesn't give it up. Billy's showing a lot of heart. Now the thing with Quack, I was gonna say before, is that I've always been a judge of him, nicely done, of not being aggressive enough. You know me, I'm in there whether people like me, love me or hate me. I'm going in there, I'm going for blood. This is something that Quack has to do. Quack has not won TPI. He's only won one tournament and he's been in 1,000 of them. And you know he wants to win TPI. Because you know, like I said, there's a lot of other tournaments nicely done.
Back and forth, Billy Rock hanging in there.
Nice O'Connor roll. Quack's gonna Quack's gonna get him here. Right here, he got him. He got him. Bench him, definitely gonna get there. And this is killing the back. Like a reverse Boston crab.
Billy Rock is taking a ton of punishment now to his back.
What I was saying about this tournament, I don't mean to hop back on it, is that there's a lot of other tournaments at TPI, whether people like it or not, it's one of the most prestigious.
Absolutely. This is the one that Quack has never done.
Yeah.
He's been in the Super 8.
Yes, been in the Super 8, been in the best of the best. Won that. Probably the best of the best champion ever. I'm not gonna say nothing about CZW anyway. Yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing about CZW. Moving on with that beautiful thing, Sandig, whatever. But what I'm saying is that this is what now see, look, this is what I don't agree with.
Can't kick him. Can he strike him there?
No, look, no. And again, Quack, he's a sportsman. Billy now favoring his back.
It's a respect thing, I think.
Let me tell you something, all respect goes out the window once you step in between those ropes. It's about competition, it's about winning. This is what it's all about. Quack stops himself, very Masawa-like. Back elbow. Billy Rock come back in, pushes him down. Going for a sunset flip. No, Billy Rock rolls, drop kick. He caught him good. He caught him good. If he caught him in the chest, knocking the wind out of him. He caught him in.
I think he got the chin.
Got the chin, got him in the chin. Bro, let me tell you, the chin is what they call in boxing the point. There's certain points that you have in your body. The temple's one, the jawline's the other one. They call it the button. You hit that, you're going down, no matter how big or strong you are. You have the corner of the eyes, you have the bridge of the nose.
When he rolled through on momentum on the sunset flip, got him to his feet.
Smart.
Drop kick and he put it right to the chin.
Billy looks like he's still favoring his back. Coming through now. Reversal. No, another reversal. Comes through. Blocks it. Nice chop. Nice chop again. Tries. Nice. Wow.
And Billy Rock is starting to pick up the pace.
Oh, nice.
Blurry maneuvers. This is exactly what he's got to do, fellas. He's got to stay on Mike.
Get on him. Get on him. Get on him. If he wants to win. I tell you, he may be still favoring his back, but adrenaline right now is rushing. Adrenaline's rushing him.
There may be no bigger upset in TPI history.
Oh, nice arm drag. Holds on. It's on.
1, 2, oh, so close.
You see that Quack's face? You're right. You're right.
Billy
Nice.
Rock now.
Underneath.
What's he got in mind here? Look at this. He's turning in. Inside out one. Oh,
that's very reminiscent to someone that used to wrestle with DJ Skittle. He used to call that the RPM backslide, because he's turning you around in circles.
He had Quackenbush all turned around there.
Blocked by Quack. Oh! That will knock the wind out of him. Quack coming underneath. He got it. That's called a Yoshi Tonic, not a Canadian destroyer, because he has the legs around the arms.
And he hit it hard.
Yeah, he hit it. That was amazing. Billy Rock, I've always had great respect. A lot of respect for him. But wow, he showed me a lot more.
He's fighting through the pain.
The Yoshi Tonic, also done by Grand Akuma. I'm noticing that he hit 2 moves that you cross to it. That's the palm strike.
I don't know if he hit the face or the ear or what.
Anywhere he got him in the face hurt.
If he got the ear, he's off his balance.
Oh, yeah, equilibrium's fucked. They can only be professional for so long. But I've noticed he hit 2 moves by Chikara students. Yeah. So he's been watching stuff. Brainbuster!
Wow, another vicious brainbuster. That's been the theme of the night tonight.
Bottom line, that hurts the neck, but that also jars the back, because that jars the spine. Right. Kondo clutch! You know who used to do that? I'm not going to say nothing. Eddie Kingston, yes. Nicely done. Quack actually told me to move. So what better man to put it on than him?
And there he is,
and
on the back.
That's torque in the back. It's a reverse Texas Cloverleaf. Folks, when I used to do it, I used to love doing it, because you can hear the back cracking. You can actually, you don't have to see the guy's face, but you know he's in pain.
The question is, fellas, how much more punishment can Billy Rock take to his back?
You have to 5.
10 minutes have elapsed.
The question is, how much more punishment can that back take Billy Rock?
Smart move by Quack. Quack can also put a BTS. I'm sorry if I'm interrupting you. That's exciting.
He's fighting through it. He's not giving up.
God bless him. Oh, Fisherman Buster, no. Come through. Was he? Acai.
That standing Shiryu.
Oh, wow. Billy thought he had him. Get on.
Put away plenty of opponents right here in Midlothian with that.
Billy got to get on him now. Don't worry about the unbelievable fact that he kicked out. You got to get on him. It's pro wrestling, dog.
Go up,
get on him.
Go up. Quickly.
This is the first big risk we've seen Billy Rock take. First time going to the ropes here. Does it pay off?
Oh, frog splash. I think he saw it coming and tried to stop himself. He couldn't. This is the. What is this? What is this? Corey. Corey. No, lightning lock. Lightning lock. Lightning lock. Oh my God.
Should do it.
Oh no. Look at this back. That's it. Lightning lock. Beta here. And that's it. What a great matchup.
Hell of a matchup. Hell of a matchup.
I tell you, I give Billy Rock a lot of credit. I saw him do 2 different smart guys moves. So he's been watching tapes. He's been watching people against Clark. And who knows Clark better than his own students? He did great.
Billy Rock stepped up to the plate tonight.
No, nothing to be ashamed of at all. From Mike Quackenbush. Whether people love him or hate him or respect him or not. Great professional. Worked on the back, wrestling 101. Anderson style, baby. And he got him with that lightning lock or lightning beta lock. I don't really remember. But great match, and now Quackenbush showing his sportsmanship.
One of the favorites in this tournament has gotten through round 1. Can the IWA Mid-South Light Heavyweight Champion do the unthinkable and win the Ted Petty Invitational here in 2007?
Smart move by Tank. Smart move.
In this tournament.
Smart move.
The Ted Petty Invitational, introducing first, Brent Albright. His opponent, Tank.
This is exactly what Tank needs to do.
Tank,
Bottom line.
representing IWA Deep South here tonight. He's in enemy territory, but he does not care.
Let me tell you something. Nice drop kick. Big man with agility. Big man with agility. That's very rare in this sport. Oh, and he hits hard too. He does not play. Oh! Nicked him high, right on the temple. Nice forearm.
Hits the big man off his feet.
All right, bottom line, been in the ring with Tank. Hits hard. He's a son of a bitch. I was in the ring with Brent Albright for maybe 2 seconds till he suplexed me on my head. Strong man. Hey, I'm not too proud to say it. You know what I mean?
Brent Albright, I believe, making his IWA Mid-South debut in this tournament. Tank, of course.
Oh! Let me tell you something. Tank sees an opportunity. You take it. Very smart move. Very smartly done by Tank. Saito. No, nice.
1, 2.
And he went for the cover. Smart. Instead of getting up, trying to do another move.
Tank, not one to play by the rules. He does not care whether or not this is the Ted Petty Invitational or not. He's going to do whatever it takes. If that includes jumping during the entrance, he will do just that.
I know a lot of fans are not a fan of the rake in the eyes, but I enjoy it.
Tank is the current IWA Deathmatch Champion.
What's his belt?
He doesn't have it.
Oh, okay. Going up top. Again,
Albright.
big man with agility.
Look at this, taking a risk here in the early going.
Oh!
It doesn't pay off, Tank.
Yeah, so that's what they call it, high risk.
And now,
this is gonna hurt.
he's going to start raining down those cross faces, and it's going to be trouble.
Oh! Toma. One crossface.
A mixed reaction. There's a level of respect around here for Tank.
Was it pretty low, I guess, right? Oh, those headbutts suck. Why do people hit? Like, I hit because they're gonna hit me. I know that. You know what I mean? But if I had my way, I'll just wrestle, like get on the mat. No, man, I'm trying to make a living. I'm a fighter, bro. But come on. Anyway, back to the match. Hello. Is this a nerve hold? Yes.
Yes, he is going to use all his weight here
Oh,
to try to
smart.
wear her down.
It's smart, though. People are like, it's a nerve hold. Who cares? Dude, you put enough pressure on that, you crank the neck right out, bro. That's a nerve. People do it. Look, if you don't understand it, let me put you in a nerve hold. Let me squeeze it on you.
No.
Bottom line, you know what I mean? But look at Brent. Brent is strong. He's going for that. Oh, he almost got him.
Brent Albright looking to make a big impact here
Let me tell you
in
something about Brent Albright. He has big ass, bare paws.
Wow.
And Tank got a big ass forearm. Let me tell you something. People are like, oh, he has a shirt, he gets chopped, he has a shirt, don't hurt. No, no, a real good chop, nice, look at his power. A nice hard chop, bro, let me tell you something. It hurts you in your back, nice leg drop. It goes through your chest, through your heart, into your back. That's why Kabashi's chops. Oh, that's why Kabashi's chops are so deadly, because you feel it in your back. I wish I wrestled them to know it firsthand, but I don't. But I talked to some people who I have. Both men down.
Brian Albright gonna try to pull a Kevin Steen here tonight and make a big splash in your first start.
Kevin Steen, that's pretty funny.
Invitational, he went all the way to the finals in the 05.
Oh, they're going at it, I love it. Oh, come on. This is what I like. This is what I like, fight. Yeah. This is what, oh, sweet Christ. Brian Albright now, going back. Brian Albright's a great wrestler, but he can throw. You understand, we're all fighters by nature, whether we wrestle or not.
Picks the big man to his feet.
Oh no. Oh, this one's gonna knock him. Oh, finally got him back. Cover.
1, 2, oh.
All right, Brent, get on him, man. You gotta stay on him, brother. You got him in.
It's hard to hook the leg on the guy on the
Oh,
side.
so big. It's like OMG. Oh God, those forearms are beautiful. A beautiful thing to watch, not to take though. Right back, the great equalizer.
Yes, it is. Now, Tank.
Oh! No
way.
But if he does hit that, it's over. Tank's smart move. He shows he has brains, folks. Duck underneath.
Swings wildly.
Oh!
German
Oh my!
1, 2. Tank kicks out again. Tank has gone toe-to-toe with the best.
You gotta be kidding me. Hey, Brent is tall, a strong man, bro. Getting him up. Now they're gonna go out. I hate to say slobber knocking, but they're going right out. They're knocking their teeth right out. Oh, hitting him with those big ass bear paws. Those big ass bear
Can't
paws.
move the big man.
Oh no! Oh, choke breaker! Choke breaker!
Choke breaker could be in Albright.
Oh no! Got him! Brent also uses that to put away his opponent. Wow! Tank rolled through. Oh! Nicely done! I told you. Wow!
He tapped out the big man.
What a great matchup. Two big men. I love it. Brent Albright submission. Like I told you, Brent can fight and he can also wrestle. He's proven that.
Shades of Craig Pitbull Pittman. Brent Albright busting it out. That's right, I invoked that name.
Oh, he could have broken that. That move hurts too, man.
That might have been a
Watch out for Tank. I know Tank personally. I don't trust him. I like to hang out with him, but I don't trust him. Great matchup. Great matchup. Did he change his music again?
Yes. He's
He kind of looks like Sweetie a little bit. He's getting fat.
Brandon?
Yeah,
kind of.
With that ugly ass tattoo. I know if you notice, I don't like the Tomasellis.
It's very coincidental that you two guys are here for a Brandon Tomaselli match. I know neither of you guys think too highly of him lately.
Here comes someone who I really enjoy.
Yeah?
I like him.
He's done very well for himself here in IWA Mid-South as of late. Of course, one half of the NWA World Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, get on it, Joey. Get on it. She watches. She's a rat. Brzezinski. Get on it, Joey. That's why I love this guy. Oh, God. Yeah, they told me that would happen in health class, that women get wet. Really? They told me that, yeah.
I don't understand how.
Yeah.
I sweat sometimes.
I know, me too. But they told me that would happen in health class.
All right. Enough.
Ladies, I'm available.
Magnum or Joey Ryan.
Look at those boots.
Second Ted Petty.
Those boots are fucking fabulous. Yeah! Look at him. He knows what's up. He knows he's a sexy bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is an opening round contest
Where's that? They call him the Impact Bully because he was on TNA Impact a year and change ago.
Yes, but they said he did a great job.
Yeah, they invited him back. Anyway. Yeah!
Champions from Los Angeles, California,
Cali.
Joey Ryan.
Seriously, that guy is a pedophile if he's anything else.
Look at that, he's from the West Side. Yeah, you know, sometimes the ladies like a little scruff. You know what I mean?
Him and Machine Gun Carl Anderson.
That's right.
That's his tag partner.
Yeah, Machine Gun. Machine Gun, I heard, knows a lot of porn stars. So when I get my chance to go to California, I want to meet Avi Lee Roth, Sativa Rose. I'm gonna keep going, but I ain't
Tony Stone.
Flower.
Tony Stone.
Yeah, Flower Tushy. She's hot. She's ridiculous. Mariah Milano. Oh God, they're all my top friends list. I'm addicted to porn. Okay, and I love it because those women, they should be respected because they understand the power of their bodies. Do not judge them. I think you should shut up, OMG.
All right, here we go, guys. Come on, get it together. We got TPI.
Anyway,
Brandon Tomaselli.
Avi Roth, you're #1 on my MySpace. I love you. Someone post that on our MySpace that Eddie Kingston loves you. And legit, I just want one night. Please, for the love of Christ, I'm so lonely. My God.
You are having way too much fun out
It'd be 30 seconds, it really would, I'm sorry. Oh, here we go, this is gonna be hot. Yeah!
They are out trying to babyface each other.
Oh, exposing the business, how are you? Why are they calling people back? They're retarded. I love it though. I was once a wrestling fan.
These two guys are goofballs.
I like how Joey Ryan.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, Joey, let him know. Let him know where you are. He don't look like he oiled up though. King's not a fan of that. King likes to see the oil up. Joey Ryan. That doesn't make me gay.
Yeah, yes, it does a little bit.
There's nothing wrong
A little
with
bit.
gay.
A
It's
little bit.
2007. Brandon, nice little cheap shot there. He's a jerk off.
It was Brandon Tomaselli who ended Josh Abercrombie's reign as IWA Mid-South Light Heavyweight Champion.
TLC match down at the school.
Oh, Brandon.
Look at this. This one getting fast-paced quickly.
Oh, they're gonna be blown up. Oh, wow.
Wow, look at the agility, the athletic ability of Brandon Tomaselli.
Take that away from the scumbag. He is athletic. If we get a standoff, I'm gonna be pissed. This is amazing. Yes, no standoff. Wow. I am blown up. I am blown up. Wow.
And Joey Ryan takes advantage.
Ricky Steamboat would be like, that was all right. That's Ricky. No.
Right, I mean.
I can call him Ricky because
Yeah, oh, yeah, really?
I don't know. The Rickster, yeah.
You can't call him Dragon, though? No, you can't.
I will call him that. Wait.
Ricky the Dragon strep throat.
Yeah. Now, right there. He has asthma, ladies and gentlemen. That's a real serious disease. And,
Is it contagious?
I don't know.
I wrestled him once. I'm kind of concerned.
Is it like shut up, OMG. Shut up.
OMG here?
Go, like,
I'm just kidding.
take your mask and shove it in the toilet or something. Jesus Christ.
All right, guys, enough about OMG.
I like OMG, though. Jerk off.
You're the one.
What does it stand for? Oh, my God? Is that your screen name, too? All right, he just bit him. Listen to me. Fucking OMG.
You can't.
How you gonna
if
get
you don't have a mic, you can't be heard.
How you gonna get by in this business with a name like that? Anyway, back to the match. Snap, man.
Joey Ryan has taken control of this match after the 11 million arm drags.
Maybe get on the gas.
The initials OG were found. Remember that transcript? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oscar Michael Gonzalez. That's you, isn't it?
You just broke a story here, right? On commentary.
Melt to sponge that off. Ooh, that was a joke. That was such a joke. All right, back to the match.
Yes.
That's a little too far. That was a joke. Back to the match. Now, Joey Ryan working on that. Very smart. Again, Wrestling 101, working on the body part.
Brandon.
He got out there. Oh, he's rubbing himself. Ooh, this is not nice. Brandon going for a high kick. Mafia kick. Yeah.
Oh, next one.
Bobby
2.
Nice, watch this. Wait! Oh my knee right to the back of the head. That can
Yeah.
knock you out. That's another
Actually,
point.
pushing the ground too. That's no pleasure either.
No, mushes your nose.
Brandon Tomaselli making his 3rd consecutive Ted Petty Invitational appearance.
But anyway, I made my first. This guy's running 3. You
Yeah.
gotta be shitting the king.
You gotta move to the Midwest, guy.
Fuck what you heard. I'm New York, baby. Nice, smooth hip. Body wrapped nicely done. Body says, plus he has the arm.
This is where Brandon wants this match. This is where he is most comfortable.
But like you can tell Brandon, you know, former amateur wrestler, he had the body scissors, should have kept it. Body scissors actually back in yeah, that sucks. Back in the day, back in the day with Luther and Hackenschmidt, those kind of guys, they were very fearful of that move. Very fearful because that can end the match very quickly. Athletes, granted, are different today. Nice body slam. Maybe it wouldn't work against them. I don't know.
The modern athlete.
Yeah, but the bottom line is, man, you should be scared of that.
You can't breathe, you can't wrestle.
No, exactly.
This match has been very methodical.
I also understand you can't live.
Very true. Dropping knowledge, Eddie Kingston.
Health class, baby.
Gotta love it.
Oh, geez, shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ, this kid.
The pace of this one is slowed. Both men want to rely on a wear down tactic.
Why do people kick me in the back? That's not nice.
And it does not feel good.
No.
Remember that one time you almost kicked me in the back and I blocked it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You blocked it.
Yeah,
and
That was pretty cool.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
Pleasantly surprised.
Tomaselli now going to argue with referee PJ Drummond. He felt that was a 3 count, but he needs to focus here.
Here comes Joseph Ryan.
Yeah, here we go. Roll 1, 2.
I'm surprised he didn't pull the title.
Oh!
Nice close on face.
Uh-oh, here's the serious face.
The titties are out.
That's his serious face. That's how you know he's serious.
People looking at me. Am I right or wrong? He has bitch tits.
Wow.
If Brandon didn't screw me over, I wouldn't be saying this mean stuff.
It's true. He did throw you under the bus.
He really shit the bed too with that. Anyway, second rope now. Watch. What is he doing here? Tornado DDT. No.
No, threw him off. Well scouted there. Oh, got caught.
German.
Oh, high angle. Extremely high angle, avalanche style.
Yeah.
Have to imagine Joey Ryan will try to go after that shoulder maybe.
Or grab his inhaler, one of the two.
Hey, look, Joey Ryan maybe didn't see him land on that shoulder. You know what I mean? Maybe if he's grabbing the back of his head. So there you go. Joey's gonna see that and he's gonna go after the back of the head. That's you don't want to show your cards in wrestling, but sometimes it's hard not to. You know what I mean? When you're in a lot of fucking pain. Oh, clothesline. Back elbow. Oh, Brandon's feeling it right now.
Tomaselli is on Dream Street.
L-Dream. Nice drop kick.
Pressure for that drop kick.
That nailed him right in the point of the jizzle.
Joey Ryan's hair is really long now.
I enjoy it. Doesn't make me a homosexual, but I enjoy it. And there's nothing
It
wrong
kind
with
of does. I'm starting to think.
You're a bitch. I like the ladies, especially Avie Lee Roth. I love you. Up,
Hanging on barely.
Listen,
Punch, block, punch.
Watch! Oh God, he's gonna spear him.
Watch over the guardrail.
He's gonna
Watch over
spear
the
him.
guardrail.
He's gonna spear him. I told you.
Spears him all the way to the outside.
That's nasty. That's not right on many levels. Because that hurts Joseph, and also hurts the bitch Brandon. And that's not right.
Referee PJ Drummond now going to administer the count.
PJ should slow down, man. No one wants to see this in a double count because then someone gets a bye, and that's not cool.
Yeah, no. We don't want that.
Right, Glenn?
It's going to be a matter now.
Are you going to answer me, Glenn? You miserable bitch.
Joey Ryan put his body on the line for that move.
He did that move to me. Actually, I almost broke my elbow because I was trying to brace my forearm and land on my back.
Tonight is a 20-second count or 10?
20.
NWA rules.
I mean, yeah.
Tomaselli now rolled back in the ring, and Joey Ryan.
Joey Ryan has an NWA look to him.
It's because he's the NWA World Tag Team Champion.
This is, well, he does, Joey Ryan is known to fly. Brandon outgot him, man. Look at Brandon. Brandon's a hard hitter, bro. He can fly and he can hit hard. I hate him.
Brandon's knocked me silly a couple times.
Yeah, he's knocked me silly. He's going for that Fisherman Buster. That Fisherman Buster!
And it's...
Oh!
Hook the leg, Brandon. Hook the leg,
I
Brandon.
didn't hook the leg. He did have the weight on the shoulders, though, but you still need to hook the leg for leverage. Anything.
Puts all the weight on the shoulders in.
Yeah, and Josh, you know this very well. Wrestling is about inches.
It's absolutely about inches.
Anything.
Every little ounce of weight you can get on that shoulder.
Looking for that power bomb lung blower.
It's a deal.
Oh, the deal now?
Yeah, it's the deal. He also has a move called the McGillicuddy. Also the re-shove on the backside.
Oh, watch this. Nice.
Oh, nice suplex.
Pump handle. Joey's up, though. Joey's up. Joey got him.
Oh.
Kick to the face. Watch the super kick. Oh, he doesn't need it. Nice. Yakuza.
Wow, drilled him.
Get on. What are you doing, bro? You may be tired, brother, but get up. No, not hooking the leg.
Again, he doesn't get the pin off of that, right?
Wrestling's a game of inches, folks.
Now maybe, yeah, double underhook, looking for the McGillicuddy. There it is, drops him on the knees.
That's it. What the blood clot he got out?
Brandon in shock here.
Ah, that's not cool.
I do not want that.
All right, what is he going for here? Dr. Bomb, maybe? No, he got him up. Whoa! Joey lands on his feet. Joey got him up. What keep he going for? Slide down. Both men now know it's time to go. Oh!
Joey corners. No leg again.
Oh!
That's it. He did, he knocked him out.
We're talking about it. That's the point.
The point. That's it. When I was boxing, they teach you that. They teach you to aim there.
Yeah, Brandon is out.
He's moving, but
The lights just came back on.
I'll tell you something. I bet he's gonna feel like he took like 5 Tylenol pills. I'm not addicted to it. I'm just saying. And when you wake up from it, you're really drowsy.
First PPI going all the way.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, it's my boy.
Uh-oh. Here's definitely the longest entrance in this year's Ted Petty Invitational. Clocking in at however long this song is.
3 minutes, 42 seconds.
You?
No, I really don't know that. I just made it up.
Oh, okay.
Do you know 97% of statistics are made up on the spot?
I don't doubt that. The government especially. No stranger to the Ted Petty Invitational, Spider Nate Webb. He's like right on that edge of being able to be called an IWA legend.
I would say so.
He's right there, like 1 or 2 more years, and you could say he's a certified.
Another 2 more days.
Boy, what a nice thing it would be to see Nate Webb go deep into this tournament, maybe even get a shot at winning this thing.
I'd love to see him in the finals.
Look, everybody, it's Nate Webb. Now that's how you get yourself over. Give out free candy.
He owes the IWA concession 50 cents now.
Ian will be docking him later.
Yep. He'll be okay.
She's walking down it's too
He's the best. What's not to love about Spider Nate Webb?
The following is an opening run contest in the 2007 Ted Petty Invitational. It is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Your referee, Salty Travis Young. Introducing first, from Indianapolis, Indiana, by way of the Rage Dojo, the Psycho Shooter, Drake Younger!
Drake sporting some new gear.
Snazzy.
Gotta look pretty for Ted Petty.
His opponent, from Flavor Country, by way of Beer City, Spider Nate Webb!
So here we go, two more of these quote-unquote hybrid-style wrestlers, guys that can do it all. High-flying death matches, catch can, however you want to do it, these guys can get it done. Our half-assed bell gets us started.
He's a psycho shooter, Nate. Come on. You're so funny, though. Look at Drake's nipple, his right nipple.
Yeah, look at that thing. And then also you should see the scar on his hand that he's got going right now.
I heard he almost cut his thumb off on the death tournament.
It was, ask him later to see the scar on his hand. It's not pretty.
Psycho shooter shooting for a leg. Nate staying low.
Drake Younger, former state level wrestler in high school, made it to the finals of the Indiana State Wrestling Tournament.
You know, a lot of IWA wrestlers have that amateur background. It's a good base to start from. So if I suggest anyone who's interested in getting into professional wrestling, start with your amateurs, okay?
Look at that, nice ankle lock there, ankle pick.
What they need to do now is get that right foot out.
Drake stepping on that foot, but now picks it out. But Drake smartly goes right to it. As soon as he flipped over to his stomach, he knew that his eyes weren't on him, went down and grabbed that headlock.
That's absolutely smart. Now to a wrist lock. What's they looking for? Now to the hammer lock.
Ah, nice reverse. Nate Webb is tournament tested. Ted Petty Invitationals, King of the Deathmatch tournaments, whatever it may be. Simply the best. He was a finalist.
Nate's done a lot for this company. I've seen him land on barbed wire, and I've seen him flip over turnbuckles.
No IWA fan will forget the epic feud between Nate Webb and J.C. Bailey. It got to a point where Ian actually had to put a stipulation into a match that those two couldn't wrestle each other for a full calendar year because they were going at each other so hard that neither man wanted to give an inch when it came to those two. That's the toughness that Nate Webb has.
And as a, whoa, what was that?
Look at that, nice athletic ability there from Nate Webb.
Wow. These guys wrestling hard tonight. What you were saying, though, is the stipulation is for Ian's own good. If you have your guys beat up, banged up all the time, they're not going to be able to wrestle for you. So it's better to have those guys wrestle someone else so they can keep their bodies a little more fresher.
You, of course, know that better than anyone else. You and Tyler Black were embroiled in that same type of situation where it was such an even competition between the two of you.
Hey, looking for the rope now himself.
Wow, a little bit of help from Salty.
Wowee.
Nate Webb getting creative.
Drake looks a little surprised to me. Yep.
Whoa. Drake.
Arm in the grill.
He's as hard hitting as you can find on the IWA roster. But Nate, he ain't gonna back down.
Nate clobbering
it. Wow, you can hear the impact on that all the way back here.
Right in the spider.
Drake now sends him across.
Hip toss.
Big hip toss, nice.
Pick him up.
Pick him right back up to his feet. He's gonna keep him running, keep him moving, try to wear down and take the breath out of Spider Nate Webb.
Absolutely. That's why guys shoot people off. Not only does it give you momentum when they're coming at you, but it tires them out. Especially later in the
running your
match.
opponent. Run them around the ring as much as you can, hoping that they tire out.
There he goes again.
Flapjack, nicely done. Now look at this, right on the legs. Keeps it held here. Now look at this. Reaches under the chin and wrenches back.
Wow. Think about it, Nate is from Flavor Country.
Yes.
And Flavor Country means he smokes. So it'll be pretty easy to tire him out. So
he's also by way of Beer City, which of course means he drinks.
Yeah. So he smokes and he drinks. Drake's staying on him. See, we were talking about this earlier. Drake is staying within a striking distance. You have to stay within a striking distance of your opponent.
Now what's this? Oh! That's out of the playbook.
I don't think I've ever seen Drake ever do that.
No. Getting confident with this ring.
But we were saying before, hybrid style, high flyer, deathmatch wrestler.
He's not afraid of anything.
Catch can. Look at the strength.
Look at that, yeah. Flat. You see how flat he laid him with that suplex.
That hurts from the tippy toes to the top of the head.
1, 2.
You're not gonna beat Nate.
No. It's gonna take a heck of a lot, and Drake knows that.
That slap. Not necessary. Oh my.
Wow.
That is your face. Don't take that, Nate.
And now look at this. Wow, Nate with a nice takedown there.
Slap Nate, he gets fired up. That's how it works. That's how it works. Both guys down. 3 count.
Salty Travis administering the count.
I bet Nate wishes he was at Flavor Country right now.
Yes, he does.
Ooh, Bach Puntazo.
Wow. Another big right hand from Nate. And a third right in the neck you saw. Look at just throwing wild knees. You gotta love it. It's effective. Oh! Miscalculation there for Nate Webb, and that was costly.
Right with his arms up. He didn't do anything except move. But that was the smartest thing he could have done.
Drake now.
Nate racked himself in that one. Wow.
Nate made the first mistake, but now reverses here. Nate now.
Cannonball into a...
Oh, he got caught. 1, 2, no! Nate
over the arms and everything.
Nate not ready to give it up just yet.
I want to see Nate win it. I want to see Nate win it so bad.
This crowd firmly behind Nate here, but now Drake's Landing, that's what he's calling for.
He's calling for it.
That Drake's Landing.
Kudo driver of sorts, made famous by Magnum Kudo, but Drake has his own little twist on it. Drake's Landing, he's going for it.
No! Nate knew what was coming. Drops him down on the knee.
Shades of Shark Boy.
Whoa! On his head!
He's gone. He is gone.
Cover 1, 2, no! Wow. Unbelievable.
There was a lot of weight behind that. A lot of Beer City.
Kick out again. Smartly goes right after the cover again.
We've seen the heart that Drake Younger has with his epic feud with CJ Otis. Wow, on his head.
Up and over, no wait, got caught. Davey Boy running slam. 1, 2, no! He buried him.
Nate kick out of it. I'm excited. I want to see him win it. I want to see him win this match. I want to see him, him, and some other guy in the finals. That's what I want. That's what I want.
But what if it's the second round? You don't know. You don't know what the brackets are. It could be. Ian keeps those under tight lock and key, man. They are secret.
That's what I want, okay? Give me a break.
Well, you can only wish.
Top of the moonsault, maybe.
This is another big risk. Oh, now wait a minute.
Spine. Knuckles in the spine.
Nate, what's he got in mind here?
Oh. Half Nelson.
Oh, drives him face first off the top rope. Nate, cover 1, 2, 3.
He did it. I'm excited. Yes.
Nate Webb advances tonight too.
I couldn't be happier for him, really.
An unbelievable move off the top rope. He turned him now around in midair and drove him face first in the mat.
Half Nelson hammerlock push-off of sorts. I don't know the name of it, but that's how we describe it. Nate checking on Drake. Both guys from Indianapolis, as you know, and good friends.
You have to feel Drake was one Drake's Landing away from winning that match. He just wasn't able to lock it in time.
Good match, Drake.
A good first appearance for Drake Younger in the Ted Petty Invitational. I guarantee you it won't be the last time we see that young man in this tournament.
He's a star already. Give him a couple years and this thing will be his.
is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Your referee, Bryce Remsburg. Introducing first, from the United
matchups in the first round. I am pleased to have Lightning Mike Quackenbush join me at the commentary table for this one. This one should be fantastic.
Good evening, Mr. Jordan. How are you?
I'm very well. We have had a action-packed night. Congratulations to you on your big first-round victory.
Thank you very much. Very much looking forward to. I don't know. Maybe you have some insight into this. I don't even know how the brackets fall, so I'm really
Ian
curious.
keeps those secrets.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Until all the first-round matches are complete, and then he sends everybody home drooling with the second-round matches.
I see. Yeah, I'm really wondering who I'll be paired up with tomorrow. Nigel McGuinness here against Claudio Castagnoli. Two guys of European descent, I'm sure I don't have to tell you. And two of the biggest men in TPI this year, especially height-wise, weight-wise, of course. Both of these guys falling short when Tank is on the card.
Yes. I think both these guys combined aren't as heavy as Tank.
Reverse wrist lock control right now to Castagnoli, the Swiss. And McGuinness here looking for a way out. And he finds one to a traditional wrist lock. And both these guys heavily influenced, of course, by the Lancashire British style, sometimes called the world of sport style. The classic, very clean and elegant British technical style. And both these guys know it very, very well. Castagnoli now looking to take control, and back to the traditional standing wrist lock is McGuinness.
Simple but effective.
Puts himself inside and comes back outside. A trademark trick from the playbook of the one and only Johnny Saint, like Claudio Castagnoli, using a hammerlock here. And the grip, the European grip on the hammerlock, different from the American grip. Doesn't matter what grip he's got, because Nigel McGuinness has got a toe and ankle hold in the center of the ring bend.
You talk about favorites in this tournament. Either one of these guys could very easily be the winner of this tournament. We're getting it right here in the first round.
Well, I'll tell you, a little bit of personal bias. Fantastic chain wrestling there from McGuinness, taking control of Castagnoli. I sort of, for my own selfish reasons, hope that Castagnoli makes it at least one more round so that I can avenge my loss from last year here at the Ted Petty. I'd like one more crack at Mr. Castagnoli here in front of the fans in Midlothian.
Well, you guys tore the house down in round 2 last year, and you were right. It looked like you had the match won, and in a blink of an eye, Claudio was able to use his tremendous athletic ability and get a one-up on you there.
I'll tell you what, since then, Castagnoli, he has only gotten stronger, and I know this because oftentimes we end up as sparring partners at training back in Philadelphia. He has never been stronger than he is right now.
Talk about Nigel McGuinness. He is one of the very best in the world today. Whether it be for the Ring of Honor promotion or Pro Wrestling Noah, he has proved time and time again that he is every bit as good as any wrestler out there. We're doing it today.
Well-traveled and one of the finest active heavyweights anywhere. He certainly has a fantastic match on his hands with Claudio Castagnoli. You know, it was at the good-looking crucifix.
Wow, 1, 2.
Another pinning combination from Nigel, and Claudio does not want to lose control of him.
Standoff here. These guys so evenly matched.
A couple years back at the TPI Q&A, just about everyone on the panel said Claudio Castagnoli is the most underrated guy in the business. Well, no longer. Now he is a star in his own right, and every bit a perfect matchup for McGuinness here in the opening round.
Tournament tested in this year 2007 as well, when he won the Ring of Honor race to the top.
I know it very well. Castagnoli, great control of the hand there from the Canadian trap. Back to the wrist lock. Look at McGuinness bending his elbow to keep the pressure off. Swats it away. Snapmare to McGuinness. Off to the ropes. Under the leapfrog, but he was waiting on him. Cuts him behind the leg.
Look at that. Took him right off his feet.
Toe and ankle. Can't get it. McGuinness avoids the impact. To the ropes he goes. Looking for a... No. McGuinness saw it coming. The double leg Nelson, as they call it in England. Sunset to you and I. Double leg Nelson to Castagnoli. Back on top, McGuinness. Where will it end?
So evenly matched. Unbelievable back and forth action from these two.
The greats of world of sport are smirking somewhere right now. What you just saw there, fans, you might hear it referred to a lot, and maybe you don't know what we're talking about. That is classic British Lancashire style wrestling right there.
That's what this tournament is all about, bringing a flavor of every style of wrestling to one tournament to find out who is the best of the 24 selected to be in this field.
A little bit more of that Lancashire influence there.
Nigel stops himself. Headstand. We've seen this out of him. It's a great distracting move. People turn around, they see him doing that headstand. They're going, what's he doing? And they take that split second to think about it, and all of a sudden you're catching 2 boots in the face.
2 of the finest European uppercutters in the business. Pairing off right here, Nigel and Claudio, of course. Nigel often steals a page out of Les Kellett's playbook. But Castagnoli, who's rock solid with his strikes, takes his influence from a lot of the lighter weight British technicians of years gone by. He's even wrestled Johnny Kidd, one of the all-time greats from England. And what you're seeing right now, fans, are 2 Rams going at it in the center of the ring. European uppercut for European uppercut.
This is an ego thing between these 2 guys.
William Regal eats your heart out. Look at these guys. Both these guys with thick upper bodies, able to absorb these blows. And that's where a European uppercut hits. A lot of people think the strikes in the throat or jaw, which it would be illegal under the Lancashire style of rules. This is a strike to the chest.
Unbelievable back and forth. Neither man giving an inch. And now, Claudio needs to be careful of that jawbreaker lariat whenever Nigel McGuinness goes back and falls into those ropes. Turns him around, oh, ducks under.
I hope our pals at Smart Mark Video have put an uppercut counter in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, fans, because I have long since lost count.
That would be great. That would be awesome. Oh, now switching it up.
The ambidextrous Castagnoli with a flurry of offense. Look at it.
1, 2. You won't find a harder lariat in all of professional wrestling these days than the jawbreaker lariat or just a regular old lariat from one Nigel McGuinness. He brings everything on those lariats.
I tell you, you get one of the ugliest facelifts in the world from Dr. McGuinness when he swings for the fences with that lariat.
Oh, kick to the back. Oh!
Mows him down.
Cover. 2. No. A trademark of Nigel McGuinness there.
Some of the most brutal offense you will observe anywhere in the world, dished out by Nigel McGuinness right here at the Ted Petty Invitational.
Sets him up on a top rope. This is about the biggest risk we've seen. Now maybe looking for the Tower of London.
Might be right, that ace crusher variation.
And he drops him at such an awkward angle there that it really puts so much pressure on the neck. And now Castagnoli powers out.
Poised to fly.
Flying
uppercut from the heavens. And Castagnoli needs to collect his thoughts and put on a pinning combination. I don't think a lateral press is going to get it done.
Castagnoli now, wait a minute. Maybe looking for the big swing.
I think you are right. He's very quickly coming up upon the repetition number record held by Hiroshi Hase. I think numbers somewhere over 50. Castagnoli able to swing even the largest of opponents.
He came very close in a match with the Tomasellis. He had Vito Tomaselli spinning around for about a good 2 minutes. So powerful is Claudio Castagnoli. Castagnoli gonna take a risk here now. The first time it paid off, no. Knocks the balance.
Castagnoli managed to catch his balance. Good job, but not that time.
Tower of London! Got him!
Oh. Could be a knockout blow.
1, 2, no! Claudio!
Do not count Castagnoli out. He is still in this one.
We are 10 minutes into this one already. Man, how the minutes have flown by. These two have gone toe-to-toe.
Looking to wind him up here, perhaps. Thought he was trying to put on a half Japanese stranglehold. Now he's content just to pummel him in the corner.
And now Nigel, again, head of steam, running it. Oh! Oh, man! 1, 2,
Good gracious!
unbelievable!
These are two big dudes rocking each other with one strike after another. And Castagnoli here really needs to turn things around. Two of the biggest and brightest stars, not just at Ring of Honor, but all around the world, duking it out right here at the Ted Petty Invitational, winding him up. Half Japanese strike.
Whoa, ducks the clothesline, now wait!
Diving uppercut from Castagnoli. The Alpamari water slide.
Takes him down. 2,
on.
That was the closest pinfall attempt we've seen in this match so far.
You can see the fatigue wearing on the bodies of these two men with each near fall. Hooking up for the pyramid bomb, or as he calls it, the Ricola bomb. Look out.
Lines him up. Oh!
And mows him down.
1, 2. Where does he find it, Quack?
This is one of the real tricks of tournament action. Can you afford on the first night to empty your tank, knowing in the back of your mind that you might wake up tomorrow and find there's nothing left for night 2?
But in a match this high profile, you have to give it all. Rebound, jawbreaker, no!
He's got him!
Ricola bomb, 1, 2, 3! Well, you got your wish, Quack. Now you gotta hope Ian Rotten is gonna do you a favor and hope he'll get you a rematch in round 2.
I wouldn't be counting on any favors, but if he keeps winning and I keep winning, the future is inevitable.
A big victory for Claudio Castagnoli here. These two brought the Ted Petty Invitational a little bit of international flavor here tonight. And a respect between these two competitors.
Look out.
Lines him up. Oh!
And
Introducing first, from Metropolis, he is the 2000 Sweet 16 Tournament Champion. And he was also in the 2001 Ted Petty Invitational, the 2002 Ted Petty Invitational, the 2003, 4, and 5 Ted Petty Invitational, the 2006, and now the 2007 Ted Petty Invitational. And he is the best pure athlete in this tournament, white or black. Chris Hero! And his opponent, from Celebration, Florida,
All right, Mike Quackenbush. This is a main event anywhere on the planet. And we have it right here in Midlothian for the Ted Petty Invitational Round 1.
You know, Scorpio's ring introduction seemed underwhelming by comparison there.
Well, the ego of Chris Hero can barely fit in the building.
You better be careful with 2008 Ted Petty Invitational. That will take up one of the slots.
Yes. It actually might be a heck of a wrestling match. Chris Hero versus Chris Hero's ego in the first round. All right, here we go. Chris Hero was out here on commentary earlier tonight, Quack, saying it's been 6 years he's been waiting to get his hands on Too Cold Scorpio. It was way back in 2001 when Scorpio super kicked his teeth right out of his mouth on an IWA show.
Too Cold Scorpio, or I guess now just Scorpio. Too Cold seems dated to him. Maybe he dropped it for some reason. Really, I think one of the underappreciated great talents produced by the American wrestling circuit, and an innovator of high flying. A lot of people do not realize Too Cold Scorpio is the inventor of the 450 splash. And there are a lot of other flying maneuvers which are to his credit, and so few people recognize or appreciate that. And I think it's a real pleasure to be able to watch this guy move, who, in spite of the fact that, I mean, he's been on top of the game now for 2-3 decades. I mean, maybe his career dates back into the 80s. I wish I
1984, I believe I remember him talking, 1984 at the New Japan Dojo.
Now in his third decade, and still moves with a grace and elegance that people half his age wish they had. Really just always in top form is Scorpio, and I think a real pleasure to watch this guy ply his trade. Opposite, of course, Chris Hero, who can fly, but I think a lot of times is content really just to showboat. At heart, he's a show-off, and I think I know that about him probably better than most people, and I think you're going to see it here, fans. Any opportunity this guy gets, case in point.
Yep.
This guy is a showboat maniac.
He loves himself. He really does.
And I don't know why you would do that. Like, I mean, that's one thing that we teach, wasted movement in the ring. You're just wearing yourself out.
He believes he's a superior athlete to everyone he steps in the ring with, that his athletic ability is going to carry him through. Scorpio now.
Narcissistic or not, one thing you can't take away from Hero is technically sound, and I'll add to that list, he also has terrific stamina, and some of his greatest feats of endurance have taken place right here at IWA Mid-South in years gone by. But he's got nothing when it comes to experience on Scorpio.
The most experienced man in this tournament, by far.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Look at this now. Again, Scorpio is willing to dance with him all night if he wants to. And he's making a mistake if he's going to turn his back on
Scorpio is amused. Look at the grin on his face. He's going to wait. He's milking it. He's soaking it right up. He's going to watch and watch. And the minute Hero turns his back and Scorpio sees his opportunity, he's going to strike.
He is going to wait for Chris Hero to make a mistake.
You can tell just by that look on his face. A little impromptu commentary delivered by some ringside fans here.
Yes.
And
Look at that! Scorpio's been watching some Hero tapes. Reversing the tables.
Scorpio really came through one of the most difficult training programs in all the world, the New Japan Dojo.
Look at that! Outsmarted Hero there and again!
This guy knows how to wrestle. He will go hold for hold with you. There's a wrist lock now. The very well-disciplined Scorpio, one of just 3 North Americans to pass through the New Japan Dojo in the 80s, and the other 2, unfortunately, are deceased. He is one of a kind. And I think his desire to humor Chris Hero's bizarre showboating antics is about to reach an end, Ben Jordan.
Chris Hero, man. He is as unorthodox as he can get. And he actually suckered Scorpio into taking his attention away from him.
I don't think that's a mistake Scorpio will make again. Scorpio, I think there you can tell by the smirk on his face, kind of amused by Chris Hero, and maybe he's taken him a little too lightly. It's been years since these two have met in the ring, as you said.
Chris Hero is a much different wrestler now than he was 6 years ago, to be sure.
Absolutely. Well,
world traveled.
A lot of things have changed. Nobody calls Chris Hero a wife beater anymore. Nobody calls Scorpio Flying Black Wazama anymore. His old masked identity from the Japanese independence of years and years ago. These are 2 guys with tons of experience behind him now in top form, colliding in the center of the ring here at the Ted Petty.
Scorpio not moving an inch. Wow.
Picture perfect.
Wow. Hero all the way to the floor. You can hear him slap against the concrete.
Scorpio cleaning house here.
Where's the rest of your beard? What?
Chris Hero effectively creating a little bit of a timeout period for himself, and Scorpio knows it.
And now Hero gonna head for Z Hills. Oh wow, stiff.
A lot of weight behind the Too Cold Scorpio strikes there. He does a great job of putting his full body weight behind those.
The expression on the face of Scorpio has changed to a much more intense and serious look.
Tough to see from our vantage point exactly what Scorpio's up to. Sounded to me like he kicked him under the leg, yeah. Sounded like the slap of a thigh there.
And Hero can't be flipping and flying all over this place with a hurt hamstring. It's not going to do very well. Oh. Got him as he was coming into the ring. Took his eyes off him for just a second, and Chris Hero took advantage.
Ever the opportunist here. The man's got to pass between the ropes to get back in the ring, and a lot of guys are perfectly aware of the window of opportunity that creates. Chris Hero is no exception, and Hero here trying to show off, I guess, that his leg is unaffected by the kick that it took from Too Cold Scorpio. This is a training drill that we do at the Chikara Wrestle Factory. For your benefit.
I don't understand Chris Hero, but now he caught a boot in the face for all his antics.
Being kicked in the ear, of course, so very dangerous for a number of reasons. Of course, creating a cup of pressure there will burst the eardrum. But any type of inner ear injury like that, even bleeding in the inner ear, affects your equilibrium and balance. And believe me, once that's happened to you in a wrestling match, it all goes down the toilet. Especially if you want to jump and flip and twist and all these other things.
Training drills in the middle of your match.
Why not? Yeah, that's...
Scorpio now taking advantage, keeping Hero on the ground.
What's he got here? A Cobra clutch variation? I can't really see.
He's just riding him at this point. Just riding Chris Hero around the ring.
Driving the knee down now is Too Cold Scorpio into the rib cage. That's a great thing to do to help exhaust a man. Close to the ribs, and especially once you bruise or crack ribs. Every time you draw a deep breath, nothing but pain. Great looking kick there from Scorpio.
Cover, but only a 2. Chris Hero now starting to feel the effects of the offense of Scorpio.
10 minutes.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Nice.
And now Scorpio, look at that.
Being pounded in the face disinterests Chris Hero royally.
As would I think anyone.
Yes. Yeah. And then you're advocating the opposite. Don't get me wrong.
Scorpio now out on the apron. Oh, man. That'll take your breath away.
Quite literally, Ben Jordan. Scorpio now.
Wait a minute now.
Heading up top, where he is at home. One of the pioneering high flyers in the United States.
One, two.
Scorpio. With that great-looking plancha or crossbody attack from the top rope there. Incredible hang time for a guy who, I'm just guessing here, Scorpio, 230 pounds maybe?
Oh, yeah.
A guy with a terrifically distinguished career. Runs in the WWF, WCW, and of course, ECW. Standing.
Oh, and Hero got the knees
It
up.
backfired, that standing moonsault.
Smush on the senton there.
Too Cold Scorpio, of course, in ECW at the same time as Ted Petty, the man for whom this tournament is named and in tribute to. Which I think is a rare distinction. I don't think we've had a terrific number of ECW alum in the tournament over the years. I haven't been here every year, but speaking from my own experience.
At least in my time. Hero now on the attack, just stomping away. Gonna drop down the elbow right into the middle of the sternum. Quickly to the cover, but only 2. And now, what's this?
He's gonna back roll, twist, and a senton.
1, 2.
Chris Hero now using a lot of offense to drive the wind out of the lungs of Scorpio. A series of sentons, making it hard for the man to draw a deep breath. That's how you exhaust a man, quite simply. And once the fatigue sets in, especially for high flyers, it's very difficult to perform your flying offense when you can't draw a deep breath.
Hero now staying on Scorpio. You gotta wonder if ring positioning, once Scorpio realizes where he is, he might just kind of outstretch his legs and get to that rope, get out of this predicament.
Tough to tell from our vantage point, but you might be right. An outstretched leg might be all but further away from that bottom rope that Scorpio is. The wrestlers' backs are to us here at the commentary position right now, but Chris Hero, of course, has tied up the arms and seems to be applying a chin lock around.
Oh! He caught him right between the eyes.
The outstretched foot didn't end up under the bottom rope. It ended up in the face of Chris Hero.
That'll work, too.
Equally effective, you'll find.
And now Scorpio needs to get his bearings and turn the momentum of this match. Chris Hero has done a good job of keeping Scorpio down. Stomping the throat there.
And Chris Hero taking time here to acknowledge the audience. And
At
now
this
maybe
point.
he's going up top, or perhaps more elaborate showboating.
Hero now perched on the top rope. Double axe handle. Interesting, but effective.
People sort of think of the double axe handle, I think, as being a dated move, but in reality, when it's done right, it is an incredibly painful and effective move. It's just sort of synonymous with some cheesy wrestlers, you know, from our childhoods, I guess. And,
it's very Macho Man Randy Savage.
yeah.
Now look at this. Oh, and he takes him over the top rope. The athletic ability of Scorpio gives him an advantage.
Looked like some really good improvisation there, you know. He took advantage of his positioning and put his legs to work for him, but that advantage seems momentary considering what we're seeing right now from Chris Hero.
Hero now breaks up the count. This, at this point, would probably be the longest match of the first round thus far. I don't think we expect anything less, though. With 5 minutes before the time limit is up. We saw it last year with Gran Akuma nearly going the time limit with low key in the first round. What would it be if we go 20 minutes and neither one of these guys advance in the tournament? It certainly opens up things for the rest of the field.
Now, you'll just have to forgive my ignorance. In the event of a draw, does neither man advance?
Both men are eliminated, yes.
Has that ever happened? Should I know the answer to this? Is there like an obvious one?
No, it hasn't. It was very close. Akuma came the closest.
Sure, I remember. I believe I was sitting right next to you watching with a pained expression on my face as the world's most thunderous double foot stomp cracked the abdomen of Gran Akuma.
He hung in there as long as he could, but it wasn't enough, and now we are dangerously approaching the 20-minute time limit. Under 5 minutes left in this one. And now Scorpio, look at that!
Kind of like the capo kick there. Both feet, and Chris Hero's out on his feet.
He certainly was. He was dazed. A simple ankle pick took him off his feet. And now Scorpio staggering back to his feet now.
Trying to get his wits about him. Bailing it back. Plants him, but you can see Scorpio trying to shake the cobwebs out of his head here.
Oh, man! All his weight across the chest of Chris Hero, too!
Cover!
Not enough.
You can see here Scorpio thinking, what do I need to do here?
Maybe gonna go for a 450?
Could be. It looks like it!
No!
Twisting splash!
1, 2, no!
Hero keeps kicking out.
Hero in as much trouble as we've seen him in this match.
Blue Cold Scorpio now, I think he's got to be asking himself, what do I need to pull out? What's rattling around in the back of my repertoire that's going to put this kid away? Scorpio is just ferocious.
Takes him off his feet. No, 2 3/4.
That kick was on the money, but Scorpio's got some gas in the proverbial tank.
Hero, frustration starting to set in. The only man to compete in every single Ted Petty Invitational tournament. Looking to get out of round 1.
He's looking for the Otashi, the low elevation judo choke slam, but Scorpio knew it. Both these men have wrestled in Noah, no surprises there. Look at that!
Release! No! Scorpio still in it! Hero thought he had it won, that release suplex.
Scorpio's eyes were rolling in his skull like marbles. I thought he was on Dream Street. but he still had the presence of mind to pick his shoulder up.
We have got to be rapidly approaching the 20-minute time limit. Big right hand.
Top of the head. Down the jawline now.
1, 2, no! Scorpio out of nowhere with a roll-up. And now Scorpio waits, still has some left. Hero got the foot up.
He's gonna hook the cravat. And one somersault later.
Oh, drives him into the mat. Cover 1, 2, no!
Really good pinning combination there from Hero. Give the credit where it's due. Two Gold Scorpio still alive.
Give him a shot to wake him up. Wake up!
Uh-oh, I don't think he sees the look on Scorpio's face. He has woken him up.
Shoulder butt in the corner. Great looking leg lariat.
Oh, across the back of the head. Beautiful Pele kick.
Caught him right in the back of the brain case, and Scorpio giving the signal that he's ready to uncork the 450 splash, the move of his own invention. Oh, they get him better than that.
2 Gold Scorpio. That was everything we thought it would be, Mike Quackenbush.
That's exactly what I thought it would be. I'd worked it all out with my action figures beforehand. It was exact.
Amazing.
Who'd have thought?
Amazing.
Bro, there's people clapping for you. I got
Fuck you! Fuck you! Come on, bitch! Come on, bitch! Make it happen! Let them go! 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 Whoa, whoa, whoa! Come on! Run for me! You attacked me! You cheap shot me, then you broke
You rip my pants! Bullshit!
Crazy, Eddie. You need to smoke some weed or something, man.
This shit over, man?
Hey! I'm not fucking going anywhere! Get the fuck out of here now, Ian! Fuck this! I'm not fucking playing with you! Come on! Clear out! Come on!
So, Ian, if you have an ounce of respect for me that you claim you have, you will settle this tomorrow night. I will give you here a one-on-one tomorrow night. I'll do no DQ, no count out, last man standing. And you got it, come on, man, let's go.
Jimmy Jacobs diving out of the champion, Chuck Taylor.
Chuck Taylor and I actually have something in common, Ben Jordan. We have the really difficult chore throughout this tournament of defending our respective IWA Mid-South titles. Chuck Taylor, the heavyweight champion, if you can believe that. I'm the junior heavyweight champion. What a strange paradox. And Taylor, of course, with the title on the line here against Jimmy Jacobs.
There hasn't been a brighter star in IWA Mid-South in the last year than Chuck Taylor. It was at this tournament a year ago that he defeated Toby Klein to become the IWA Mid-South World Heavyweight Champion. He has not lost a World Heavyweight title match since.
Taylor really has found success everywhere he's gone. The current Chikara Young Lions Cup champion. Among many other accolades, I'm sure he's accumulated wherever the heck he goes.
Yes. He has been a breakout star
here in IWA Mid-South as well as Chikara. And it all culminates here tonight in the toughest test. Last year's tournament, the question was, who could beat Low Key? Who was going to be able to knock off Low Key? The answer was no one. The question in this year's tournament is, who is going to defeat Chuck Taylor in an IWA Mid-South World title match? Jimmy Jacobs is the second longest reigning champion in IWA Mid-South history.
Second behind only Taylor, I would imagine.
Exactly. It was just a few months ago that Chuck Taylor surpassed Jimmy Jacobs' record.
Under Ted Petty Invitational rules, what can we expect here in terms of a count out, Ben?
Well, it's under NWA rules. All of it is under NWA rules, 20 count, but it looks like Bryce Remsburg gonna let this one go a little bit. It is the main event, it is for the world title, and here in IWA Mid-South, in title matches, we're willing to let things go a little bit.
You certainly couldn't ask for a finer official than Bryce Remsburg to oversee this one here. In my opinion, the hardest working referee on the independents today, with the IWA Mid-South heavyweight title hanging in the balance now, as Taylor and Jacobs just laying into each other here.
These two men have yet to even enter the ring at this point.
When they talk about pillar to post, this is what they're talking about.
Literally, yes.
Come on, Jimmy, what are you doing? Let's go. In the ring, come on.
Thought it was about to spill backstage, which really all it's waiting for you is a couple dozen really grumpy wrestlers.
Yes, and a horrible stench. They're brawling all over the gimmick table.
Is that what they call it?
You break it, you buy it.
I never heard that term in my life.
Here in IWA Mid-South, that's what we call it.
I see. Fans, I wish I could give you a better description of what's going on here. This literally is on the opposite side of the venue from where we're posted, and our microphone cords keep us tethered to this side.
Yeah, Smart Mark, work on that. Get us some wireless mics.
I'm sure that's top of the list for them.
Yes.
Fans, I'm sure the action speaks for itself, and now they're up high enough that we can see what's going on.
Danger!
Taylor and Jacobs. What is Taylor trying to do?
Using the basketball hoop. Oh! Somebody got caught in the crossfire there behind the table as well.
Kick his ass, Ray. Let's go. Come on. Hi, Drake. Ray, beat both their ass. I think that's 10, Ram.
Fans, a very tense moment here as we're kind of waiting to see what damage has been done. Looked from our vantage like Jacobs speared Taylor basically off the basketball deal there.
Yeah.
Off the backboard, I suppose, is what he was hanging from. Kind of tough to tell.
And now Jacobs literally carrying the champion over his shoulders. Jimmy knows that it's inside the ring is where he's going to be able to become the IWA Mid-South World Heavyweight Champion once again.
Come on, Chuck. In the ring.
Oh, risking everything.
The guardrail there giving way when Jacobs tried to use it to push off. And now finally, Chuck Taylor makes his way to the ring, unceremonious as it is.
The match finally officially underway. Everybody back to your seats.
Jimmy Jacobs, you got to introduce those tights ears to some Tide or Downy, and then after some Snuggle.
And now, with the DNA of one of the Briscoe brothers all over his wrestling tights, Jimmy Jacobs on the attack. Pulls him out.
Sort of a variation of a powerbomb there. And Jacobs has been unrelenting thus far in this, our main event here at the Ted Petty Invitational 2007.
Oh, and now the rapid. Jimmy Jacobs may not be the biggest guy, but he knows how to use his body weight to his advantage.
Series of double stomps and a senton splash there. As Chuck Taylor, especially since they've been in the ring, not even a glimmer of offense from Taylor here. Who, I don't know, you can maybe fill me in a little bit more about Taylor's title defenses here in IWA Mid-South, but I bet many of them don't start like this.
No, not at all. He has been in control throughout his entire title reign. The list of competitors and former champions he's defeated: Ian Rotten himself, Colt Cabana, Delirious. The lists go on and on and on of guys that have tried to come at Chuck Taylor
and get that belt from around his waist. But never before has it been Jimmy Jacobs. Jimmy Jacobs was sitting in that seat watching Chuck Taylor for the first time just a few months ago. He didn't know much about Chuck Taylor. But while on the shelf, he definitely got a chance to take a look at Chuck Taylor from this vantage point. And I know he was very impressed with what he saw. We saw earlier tonight, Jimmy Jacobs and BJ Whitmer have their personal issues flood over here into the Ted Petty Invitational.
Bryce Rensburg here calling for the break in the corner as Jacobs is pressing his boot against the throat of Taylor, and now, as they say, tying him to the tree of woe.
Yes. Give Jimmy Jacobs credit, he took a different tack than anyone else that has tried to take the title from Chuck Taylor. He jumped Chuck Taylor before the bell, beat him around ringside, and has now brought him in and controlled this match since the moment they've gotten into the squared circle.
Jacobs, of course, here, senior to Taylor in terms of experience, and really showing it here. It's like a body scissor from my vantage here. Yep. Wrapping it around the short ribs and squeezing the air from his lungs.
Jacobs has him in the middle of the ring.
You hear kind of scattered support here for Chuck Taylor. Ben, how would you characterize the majority of IWA's fans' perception of Chuck Taylor?
I think they love to cheer him because they know that he hates that. And it's an antagonist thing between the crowd here in IWA Mid-South and Chuck Taylor. Of course, the little kids don't mix well with Chuck Taylor.
No doubt about that.
We've seen him actually make little children cry.
Taylor, a genuinely odd individual, and I tell you that. I've had some experience wrestling him in the ring. Of course, most recently in Pelham, Alabama, I defeated him for the IWA Mid-South lightweight title. And he is just a genuinely odd character. Yes. He delights in antagonizing children. At times, it seems like his thoughts and his monologues are channeled from someone from another dimension. He's talking about an invisible grenade that only he can see, etc., etc.
But he employs a devastating maneuver he calls the Omega Driver, and
yes,
no one gets up after he hits that.
That holds true everywhere he's gone thus far, I can tell you firsthand. This one has felt like a war. Hard to imagine only 5 minutes have gone by.
Officially 5 minutes have gone by. We were off the clock for about another...
Oh, that's an excellent point.
Kicks the rope right into the throat and the face of Chuck Taylor. Sexy Chucky T, as he prefers to be called.
Really just been a smart onslaught of offense here from Jimmy Jacobs, the more experienced, albeit somewhat shorter of the two.
But Chuck firing back here. That's one thing about Chuck Taylor is guys, since the time he's been here, have tried to out-muscle him, out-strike him, but he has never backed down. And now Jacobs, he gets that streak in him and he just goes non-stop, swinging wildly.
Chuck. Stop hurting you. I have respect for you, kid.
Taylor here really fighting up from underneath, but you got to be careful not to draw the ire of Jacobs, who's got a really pronounced mean streak, as you just saw a glimmer of it there.
Chuck, you beat a lot of people. You never beat me, kid.
Now, maybe looking for the Contra Code. Contra Code, no, he got caught earlier tonight into an Omega Driver, and this time again, Chuck Taylor. And now Taylor gonna take a risk. Whoa, my! Look, Ma, no hand. Chuck Taylor.
Tope con hilo over the top rope, and Taylor looks like it's wiped out Jimmy Jacobs, and hopefully not too much of the front row.
Yeah.
Sort of wobbly guardrails out there that were loosened earlier in the Jacobs attack.
And now Taylor looking to, he's got that mean streak now. He's got some energy here.
Looking for the drop kick.
Wow, right on the button.
Really the centerpiece of his offense there. That picture-perfect drop kick of Chuck Taylor's has served him well everywhere he's gone.
Taylor now.
Belly to belly.
1, 2. Chuck Taylor, a strength advantage in this matchup. Not something he necessarily holds in all of his matchups.
Looking for the head scissor.
And he does. Jacobs in square in the middle of the ring here too. And this is the type of maneuver here as well that the height of Jimmy Jacobs, his limbs aren't very long. He's got to move a lot more to get to the ropes in order to break a submission hold.
You can tell just by that drop kick that we saw earlier that Taylor has incredibly strong legs. We saw by the hang time that he got, the precision execution of the drop kick. And this is one of those moves where, to look at it, you may not realize exactly how effective it is. And guys with strong legs can get a lot of mileage out of a simple head scissor or body scissor by scissoring up their feet and squeezing away. Just like a constricts around its prey. That's what you've got going on here.
And Jimmy,
very dangerous up at the head. Jacobs,
whoa,
smart to get
reversal
out
of
of
fortune. Step up Enziguri.
Winds him up. And a belly-to-back suplex. Drops him hard. Not enough coverage on the right shoulder blade, though, for that pinning combination to be effective.
Taylor now.
What do you say, Jimmy?
Jimmy might be a little bit too close to the ropes here.
Say, Jimmy!
We've seen a few submission victories here tonight, including yourself, Mike Quackenbush. Submissions have been the thing. Oh, you know, oh, just hip tosses him right over the top rope.
Good leverage move from Jacobs. He might end up paying for it. Taylor's got something up his sleeve. Just dragging him by the hair, looked like, back into the ring.
And now Taylor.
Ready for a moonsault press.
Jimmy rolled in. And a big miss from Chuck Taylor.
It is late in the evening here at night one of TPI 07. We here at the commentary position and these fans, we've given a lot. It's been a really exhausting evening, and the final two combatants are duking it out right now, center stage, as the hour wanes, with Jimmy Jacobs taking control over the IWA Mid-South champion, Chuck Taylor.
Soul food, a trademark of Chuck Taylor. Spear, 1, 2, no! So close!
A split second away from a title change here at the conclusion of night one. Taylor able to bring his shoulder up after the spear from Jacobs.
This crowd behind Chuck Taylor, they do not want to see Jimmy Jacobs regain a title he once threw in the trash. Jacobs now sends Taylor off into the guardrail. And now, maybe looking for another one of those topes. Oh my! Nobody home! Face first into the guardrail!
When they say no water in the pool, that's what they mean.
Unbelievable! Chuck Taylor simply moved out of the way, and it was the most effective move of the entire match.
That's all this is. Right there. Speed up that count. I'm done.
Chuck Taylor seems confident that this match is over by the way of countout.
You can advance through the tournament via countout.
11, 12, 13, hang this thing, 14,
I like Chuck Taylor better already.
16,
4 counts away, Mike Quackenbush. And Jimmy Jacobs' dream of becoming the IWA Mid-South champion once more.
19.
And Jacobs gets in, and he has been busted wide open after going face first into the guardrail.
Seeing a lot of the wrestling cliches coming true. This one, fans, is called the Crimson Mask.
Yes.
Powerbomb.
Rolls to 1, 2, no!
A trademark of Kenta Kobashi's, the jackknife roll, following the powerbomb, but not enough to hold Jacobs down.
He is going after that open wound on the head of Jimmy Jacobs.
Let's go. Come on, Taylor. Count it.
Only 2.
Open the fist up. Come on.
The blood running into the eyes of Jimmy Jacobs, impairing his vision.
Let me tell you, that is the worst, man. Once you get some sweat or some blood in your eyes, it's game over. And you can't focus. Same thing happens after a concussive blow. When you can't focus your eyes, the end game is near. There's nothing you can do. And I think that might be what we're seeing here, fans. The end game is near for Jimmy Jacobs.
Jimmy Jacobs has a ton of heart, man, and he has shown it time and time again here in IWA Mid-South, but this might just be too much. He's exerted a lot of energy, and now is losing copious amounts of blood. You can see him clearing out his eyes. Jimmy Jacobs now flailing wildly. Boots scrape across that open wound, getting the dirt and the dust that he's collected on his shoes off the floor here, putting it in that cut, making it just that much worse.
Adding infection to injury is Chuck Taylor.
Soul Food once again. Oh, big Yakuza kick. One. No, not even barely a 1 count there.
He may have woke the sleeping giant here.
Jimmy, he's getting that 4th wind at this point. Now, Contra Code! Contra Code! Oh, maybe look for the Omega Dragon. Oh, 1, 2, no! Wow, that was close.
Thought I saw him converting it in midair, and I think Jacob suspected the same and went for the small package.
Big right hand, and another. Oh, and now going after the injured knee.
Oh, that's such a smart move. When you have such a heavy brace, Taylor's going to hurt his foot before he hurts Jacobs.
Jimmy Jacobs tore up his knee. You can see now Taylor. Some people felt Jimmy Jacobs came back too early from the injury that he had sustained to that knee.
Sweeps him down there with the most elementary of takedowns. And this here is sometimes referred to as a quarter crab type position. Not really the half crab, a quarter crab. But a great way to torque, and what he's really doing is using this as a way to take off that knee brace.
Oh, now look at this. This is dangerous.
I think Taylor realized what we were talking about just a moment ago. He's going to injure his own foot kicking away with that brace there to protect him. But with no brace to protect him, it's a whole different ball game.
This is a dangerous predicament for Jimmy Jacobs. And now, figure 4 leg lock. Yes, indeed. Right in the middle of the ring. Jimmy Jacobs with nowhere to go.
A lot of pressure coming down on the left ankle and right knee right now of Jimmy Jacobs.
Headbutts. Jacobs to his feet first. This is a bit surprising. Oh!
I think that salvo of headbutts has left both participants a little dazed and confused. But Taylor had the presence of mind to go back to his game plan, attack the leg.
He has gone to town with that right hand to the open wound on the forehead of Jimmy Jacobs. You can see Jacobs not able to put any pressure on that left knee. Look, did you see that? He held onto the rope there.
Trying to tangle himself up so Taylor couldn't pull him away into Death Valley driver position there, or a fireman's carry of sorts.
And now this might be the top rope senton. It is! He has beaten men with that move! Oh!
Great body-on-body contact there, bringing down all of his, I'm guessing, 180, 190-pound frame onto Chuck Taylor.
He has successfully defended the IWA Mid-South World Heavyweight title with that very move many a times, did Jimmy Jacobs. But it was not enough to put down the current reigning champion in Chuck Taylor. Taylor has been taken to his limits by Jimmy Jacobs. And as Remsburg makes the count, both men now get to their feet. Referee Bryce Remsburg stepping in. Taylor working over that knee. Really doing a number. Oh, inside cradle, 1, 2. Yes.
Realize it or not.
Jacobs hooking in. Contra code, no. O'Connor roll, 1, 2, no. These two men are exhausted at this point.
As is everyone in the building. It's been a full night of professional wrestling. The
Omega driver. No, Jacobs fights it off. Now maybe looking for out of the corner. This is how he beat Toby Klein. No, instead gonna go up for something else.
Maybe the with the back. Maybe he's gonna try it from up there, Ben.
Are you kidding me? No way.
This is a variation I've never seen.
Wait a minute now. Jimmy Jacobs. Back senton just throws his body off the top rope.
That kind of positioning, they're very easy to drive your elbow down into the bridge of someone's nose and cause them a great deal of pain.
Contra No! Oh, the referee didn't see the low blow.
It was Bryce on that one.
Oh! Drills him!
That's
1, 2, 3!
Human Tornado versus Spider Nate Webb. Chuck Taylor to defend the IWA World Heavyweight title versus Two Cold Scorpio.
You're dirty.
Josh Abercrombie to face Devin Moore. Brent Albright to face Joker. Davey Richards to meet Double C Claudio Castagnoli. And the Magnum Man will have to face the man of 1,000 holds. Enlightening Mike Quackenbush from Joey Ryan taking on Mike Quackenbush tomorrow night. Plus, Hero in Kingston, no DQ, no countout, last man standing. Plus the Iron Saints to defend the IWA World Tag Team titles. All this, much more tomorrow night.
And now Taylor gonna take a risk. Whoa! Maybe looking for another one of those topes. Oh!